Hey, hey, what's up, guys? All right, let's say today free gold star Charizard Monday. And then we're going to say you get a free look at him. And then we're going to say what's going on in the stream? Fresh Azure Lane English. And but I don't think that excites people enough. Hold on, wait a second. Let's get a better title going. Let's get a better title. We're gonna say Ancient Origins Split Close. All right, so that's actually true. So we got the Ancient Origins Split. Noctowl giveaway. That's finishing in the daytime stream. And actually, we'll say new Charizard break and free tag 10 Noctowl. All right, there we go. There we go. We got a title. We got a working title. I like to take three things on the channel of notability and put them in the title. All right, so here we are. It's Monday. We didn't go live for Sunday, which I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to take Sundays off. Screw you guys. We're going live for Monday daytime. I was just hanging out with Karis all day. There we go. I might have been pinching her buns at like 4 a.m. in the morning. So that's pinned. Let's go over here. Let's put this here. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and open this up. Got some Minecraft music playing. I don't think you guys are allowed to hear it because of whatever, the YouTube algorithm or something. YouTube's like, we don't want to play your music anymore, I guess. I don't know. We got to try OBS. We should have Sableye Saturday where we give free looks at Sableye. I do have one of the most expensive Sableyes in the entire hobby, EX Deoxys Sableye. I remember when I bought it, I really wanted it. I was like, wow, this Sableye looks crazy. PSA 10 Sableye. What's the most expensive Sableye on the market? I bet you it's not the EX Deoxys Sableye. Come on, man. That goes, all right, so let's see. Yeah, there is no EX Deoxys Sableye. There is a Holland Phantom Sableye, but he just looks okay. He's not like shocking me. I like the Crystal Guardians one. I should have bought one of those. I had a chance to buy one of these, but I didn't. But look at the artwork. Really cute. He kind of makes sense in Crystal Guardians because there's crystals in Crystal Guardians, and he's a like a monster with crystal eyeballs. All right, very cool. But the EX Deoxys one is definitely the best, right? By the way, is there one? Let's see, Sableye Deoxys. When I type that in, it's not going to return anything. But what if I check sold? Wow, last sold for $20,000. Check it out. That's what YouTube claims, anyways. But there it is. That is one crazy looking card. It does look very crazy. That's one crazy looking card. It's Monday. I hope you guys are excited for Monday. We're still card collecting every day of the week. Every day of the week, we work on our passionate card collection. We are. Back in the day, there were silver and gold guys, and now there are Pokemon card guys. There are guys who opened silver and gold shops and worked it for 40 years or whatever they did. Now you got guys like me working Pokemon card shops. And it's treated not like just a kid's toy that's getting open for kids, TCG, but like, you're investing in it. Yeah, it's a new thing. Very different from what we had in the past. All right, let's see. We're jumping over here. We have so many new sets right now. We're waiting, of course, on the next Pokemon set, which I have pre-ordered in English. I've not ordered it in Japanese. Are they doing a dual release, like a simultaneous release? Because it kind of feels like it. Let's click on this. 1 year ago, you posted a short about Delta species Rayquazas you bought for $950. Today, they sell for $10,000. Yeah, every card I sold from the EX era was a mistake. Shoot, man, anything I sold was a mistake. I could have held everything. All Pokemon cards were going to quadruple or double or times X in price. Now, the good news is I didn't really do anything with that money. I never moved. So I didn't move to a new home. I didn't pay off my mortgage early. I didn't pay off my student loan early, which would have been a mistake. Instead, that money really did just get reinvested into what? More Pokemon cards. That was it. It just went to more Pokemon cards. So, even if I don't still hold some of those cards, which some of them were quite good, like I think one of my worst decisions was letting go of Crystal Blastoise. It went into other things. Like, for example, let me show you. One of the best, well, this is a very good recent purchase. I gave up my Shining Celebi, but I used that money to buy this Shining Tyranitar. So again, the money just gets re-rolled back into Pokemon anyways. This was one of my recent best purchases, this Gyarados, Gold Star Gyarados. I'm such a Gyarados fan too. It's crazy. I love him because he's angry like me. I'm angry all the time. So Gyarados, Tyranitar, I love both these Pokemons. And so these were some recent purchases. And I wouldn't have been able to afford them without giving something up. I gave up Crystal Blastoise at some point, and now I got these instead. So, but I like the Crystal Blastoise a lot. He was really good. I regret that one. You are? He's a good card. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. I gave up Shining Magikarp too. That was another mistake. Should have held Shining Magikarp. Of course, one of the reasons I sold my copy is because I didn't like the particular copy I had. If you flipped it around, it had a very clear, big white dot on the back of the card, right on one of the corners. And I'm like, this is a 9. And I said, all right, I'll sell it. So I sold it for the market price, which was like 3.5 thousand or something like that. And now it's like a $30,000 card. So at the very least, what I should have done is purchased a new one right away, which I did not do. Shining Magikarp is another very strong hold, just like the Shining Gyarados. So I got him, but not the Magikarp. How's this card look? Does it have white dots? See, yeah, like this is an actual 10. This doesn't have a bunch of white dots on the edge of the card. That's a nice card. How about this one? Does this one have white dots on the edge? Yeah. No, it's not that bad. No, it's good. How about this Mew? Is this guy good? Yeah, this guy's clean. Yeah, the Magikarp I sold had a big white dot on the corner. I was like, how's this even a 10 to 9? So a lot of PSA cards are like that, especially older ones. All right, let's start looking at things. Let's get started. You need me to buy that Southern Island Mew? Yes. I had him listed on my Instagram account for $7,000 as sort of like a troll, and I got so many offers for him at that point. There were guys coming to me like, that's worth way more than 7,000, right, bro? There were guys saying, I'll do 20. I'll do 20. I'll do 50. There was one guy, so the biggest offer I got was for 50. So somebody did offer me 50K for the Mew. He just sold for 90,000. So that guy was offering basically half off the price. I was like, geez Louise, dude. All right, let's see. Miss Six is here. 2 Mega Evolution, 2 Phantasmal Flames. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. 2 Mega Evolutions and 2 Phantasmals. Ah, yes. Hello. Mister's enjoying better growth than NVIDIA. Yeah, who would have thought Pokemon would have been the best investment? I mean, I thought Pokemon would have been okay, right? Like I was hoping Pokemon would keep up with the stock market, 7%, 15%. I was not anticipating times 10, times 10 or times 20 return or times 5, whatever it is. I was not expecting that. I was expecting these to just be okay. Like, look at this Gyarados. Sold for 85K, purchased for 1.3 thousand 7 years ago. In the stock market, your money is expected to double every 7 years. It takes 7 years for your money to double in the stock market. It's been 7 years, and this is like times 85 or something like that, or times 80. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. All right, here goes. Everyone thinks it's going to crash, by the way. Everyone's like, it's going to crash. That's all you hear people talk about. Like, it's going to crash, bro. It's going to crash any second now. Here's a Lombre, Granbull, Palmot. If it does if it does crash, I'm going to be standing there with my money out going, all right, give me some more of the good ones. Here's Venusaur. Mew now worth 100,000. Yeah, he just sold for 90K. He just sold for 90K. Ooh, Helioptile coming out of the Mega Evolution. So you're picking up a nice AR here. I need that Mew for my complete Southern Island set, so I will buy it for 3K. Help me out. You got it, man. The Mew is one of my crown jewels, man. When I was a kid, he was one of my favorite cards. I was never a Mew fan, by the way. I was never a Mew fan. But when I was a kid, in between sets, it was like the Gym Hero and Gym Challenge era and the Neo era. In between that era, a promo set called the Southern Islands came out, and everybody on our street had it. And I managed to trade for the most important card in the set, which was the Mew, which has a nice little Charizard in the background. And everyone was very excited for this card because it was a reverse hollow, which no one had ever seen a reverse hollow before. It was like this shocking new idea. And it was a very pretty reverse hollow too. Like all the reverse hollows from Southern Island looked so good. So that was a brand new idea back then, the reverse hollows. And so I put them right into my binder next to the Lugia and my Alakazam and my Gengar and all this other good stuff. I had Sabrina's Gengar, you know, the one where the graveyard is missing. That was one of my favorite cards back then too. So, anyways, big fan of that card. Very nostalgic, extremely nostalgic. You know, right on the front page of my hits binder because I was such a big fan. Oh, right, we keep your bag on the table, don't we? Because you're such a big deal. Here's a Sarah bag, and here is a 6 bag. I'm so much into EX Deoxys. You're saying that set, the EX Deoxys set? Yeah, I started buying the gold era reverse hollows, and I was telling everybody, I was like, these are so rare. How do these not go up in price? And I said that for a while, and I ended up being really correct about it. I've been correct about a lot of the picks I made. Not all of them, though, maybe. All right, thank you, 6. Actually, you know, I remember I was saying that General Mills Pikachu was a really good card. And for a while, it seemed like I was wrong because the price wouldn't go up on it. And now in the future, that's like a $500 Pikachu or something. I'd have to go look it up. How much is General Mills Pikachu selling for now? I just thought it looked really good. And what I remembered back then was it was actually pretty hard to grade. So it was hard to get a 10 on one of those General Mills cards. And that kind of stood out to me because I said to myself, there's a lot of them, sure, but most of them don't actually get a 10. And so that stood out to me about the General Mills Pikachu. And then he promptly decided not to go up in price while everything else was going up in price. So I was like, oh, I guess I was wrong about General Mills Pikachu. All right, now you jump up into the future, and he is now really quite expensive. He was a good card ultimately. It took a while, but yeah, he's a nice looking Pikachu. So that was one. That was one that I thought I was wrong on, but it just needed another year or two. All right. How much were we selling him for back in the day? Like $5, $5. We have a Mr. Jeff Leon. It's Jeff Leon. Is he doing a round of shipping? Yes, he is. So he says 2 of the 151 Surprise, 2 Dreamlike Oceans, 2 Sneaker Bunko Volume 2, and 2 of the Fuji Bunko second print English. You got it, man. All right, let's get you all these things. Mr. Jeff, my esteemed guest, Mr. Jeff. 1, 2. Jeff, you got a couple slabs you might be interested in selling. You know, we do consignment. And what's nice about that is the sooner they get consigned, the sooner you have a chance that one of them actually does sell. 2 of these, 2 Dreamlike Oceans. That's true for everybody. We're looking for consigned slabs. So if you want to send some slabs in for me to get rid of for you, we do that. Don't forget to check the website, Mr. I to pre-order. Is this it? I think I'm doing it right now, right? And then let's see, 2 Fuji Bunkos, 2 Fujis. Probably these right here. 2 Fujis. I think we got it all. Yes, this is. I've invested in some poker slabs when you first mentioned it. I'm at 350% on 3 of them as of right now. Yeah, the poker sets are really cool. Here's the thing with the poker cards. I think they're still being graded basically, but I shop for them all the time and there's just no more poker decks to buy. In fact, I believe it was me who bought 2 decks off the market this weekend. Let me see. There's that cough. All right, so check me out, okay? You guys ready for this? So here they are. We got deck number 1 and deck number 2 right there. See that? So I just purchased 2 decks of it. $1,000 each, blue deck stadium and red deck stadium. But the reason I bought those is because nothing else has been showing up for a long time. We're not getting anything else. No other decks are showing up. So I have nothing left to buy. So I went ahead and purchased those. They cost so much more than they used to, by the way. And the stadium decks are much more rare than people think they are. Basically, the reason stadium cards are so rare is because when you buy a deck, only about 16 of the cards are worth grading. The kings, the queens, the aces, you know. A lot of the other cards are just normal numbered cards. So with the stadium deck, you pay all this money for the stadium deck, right? But you only get 16 gradable cards. Whereas with the standard deck, standard 1996 red green deck, you get 54 gradable cards. Way, way, way more. You get so many more gradable cards out of that deck. All right, you ready? All right, we got a Mr. Garland and a Kane, like Kane's chicken. So, anyways, I just bought those $1,000 each, and they're gone now. Maybe some more will be posted, but with the Pokemon poker cards, the market is really starting to dry up on the ungraded cards. Yes, there's a lot of used cards, but once they're used, they're typically ruined, right? So if anyone sat down and actually played a game of cards with those particular cards, they're ruined because they didn't put their cards into deck sleeves, did they? When they sat down to play poker or trump or whatever they were playing, they didn't sit down and put those cards into sleeves. They just shuffled them right up. So whenever you see those poker cards and they're used, those are not having any shot at a 10 at all. They have no shot at a 10 at all. They're just ruined, right? So most of them are ruined. You have to get the brand new ones. And now there's no more brand new ones hitting the market at all. It's a dead market for the fresh poker decks. You'll probably see more hit the market, but they'll probably cost like 2,000 or more. I know there's a blue deck that costs 2,000. So my theory is with some of these poker decks, it's time basically for them to dry up. It's time for the greatest slabs to dry up off the market because there's not going to be much more left to grade. I don't know if anyone's like me sitting on a hoard of them, but here's the deal. I'm not going to grade mine. I'm not interested in it. I'm going to keep mine sealed for a very long time, like bottles of wine. So we're going to keep mine sealed. We're not going to be grading those. And I'm just going to be playing around with the ones on the market that are already graded and continuing to buy up whatever is left of the sealed decks. That's my only interest. So I'm not interested in grading a ton of poker cards. I might grade some cheaper ones, maybe silver gold deck. There appears to be a lot of silver gold deck compared to the really old 1996 cards. But you'll see just an inkling of cards here and there. And I'll be grading them with this sort of like pattern of doing a few things. We want to maintain a certain number of sealed ones because we don't want the world to run out of sealed product, right? So what I would prefer to do is eventually grade some of the best looking poker decks. I want to grade a couple poker decks sealed. I don't want them to ever be opened. They should be sealed, right? There should be sealed collections of them. And then after we have some of that going on, we can then grade some of the bad looking decks, maybe worn out decks. So that's the goal. All right. TCC is the poker card bottleneck. Oh, I'm one of the bottlenecks. I might be the largest bottleneck, but you have to assume some other people have some as well, especially guys in Japan. There are probably guys in Japan that have better access to this product than me. But I certainly got my claws into a large portion of it before anyone realized what was going on with them. So I did good. But I'm sure there's guys in Japan that could probably even beat me because they have the ability to travel around and go hunting for them out in the wild. I don't have that ability. So I'm sure there's a lot of them that have never been listed on eBay, right? They're probably just sitting in shops. What's the consignment rate these days? I do consignment. Your payout is 75%. So let's see. So let's see. Jeff, we got this extra box over here with a bunch of your stuff in it. I have to move this box out of the way to get to it. Here it is. All right. Good. That's heavy. Now let's grab this ETB. Mister, the government will soon say you can't have that many poker packs and they'll have to confiscate them like they did with gold. Pokemon, the new gold. Here we are. Here we are. Good. So ultimately, we have a total of 3 boxes. It's like 2.5 boxes, really. It's not. Oh, you've got more. Okay, you got more. Yeah, it's a good idea to be shipping this out, Mr. Jeff. You had quite a bit over here. You are. Hold on. It's shipping time for sure, baby. So let's grab this. Ugh. So you got all that. You got this. This is a double box as well. Okay. And then you got just this purple top box. I wonder if I could. I don't think I could. I was going to say, I wonder if I could fit all that in there. All right. So you need a couple labels, I think. There's a double box somewhere. Yes, sir. There's a double box. Same address, right? Jeff Leon, everybody. He's a big supporter of the stream. Let's get an applause for Mr. Jeff. Yo, Jeff Leon. Thanks, Jeff. So what I'm going to do is make a nice heavy label. Okay. And we're going to print 2 or 3 of them. The government will soon say they can't have that many poker packs. No, Serge. I have this weird deck of poker cards, but I have no idea what they're worth because I can't find another copy anywhere. Only a few singles from it. There's a couple weird poker decks out there for Pokemon. I keep seeing these little Pokemon poker cards, and I think they look just awful. I don't know who buys those. Nobody should be buying those. They're so ugly, dude. They almost look like some nasty off-brand, and PSA grades them. And I presume they sell for something because literally anything with Pokemon's logo on it sells. But man, they are ugly. Just waiting for this label to pop up. Where can I put these, by the way? I think I'll put them in my chair because the shelf is already full. Start moving them over there. Do you like the action flips? They're cool. Yeah, I don't have anything against action flips. They're neat. They're unique. Yeah, there's nothing like the action flips out there. They're pretty unique. Let's see. Let's grab this and grab this. So you guys can't hear the Minecraft music playing, right? Minecraft music's not coming into the stream, right? PokeRev has a more poker decks and a nice beard. Can't hear it. When you talk, I can hear it. No music. Wow, crazy, man. All right, Jeff, it's taking 7 years to calculate the price of the label, which is just unacceptable. I don't know why it does this. It does this all the time. We're currently verifying that we have up-to-date rates. All right. We'll take a step back from that, and what we'll do is we'll go check the queue now. We have Mr. Cadian Rust. For shipping, I have 2 slabs, Cadian Rust. All right, Mr. Cadian, here's your bag. Look at that. We put his name on the top of the sleeve, and it was so easy to find as a result of that. Well, now we got to have Jeff Leon done because the next order is also shipping. It's still not done. All right, now we got 2 people waiting on shipping. That's nuts, dude. What terrible software. I had to message them again and just tell them it's terrible. All right, Cadian, I'm sending you to, oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Wow, it took like 5 minutes for it to calculate a price. All right, number 1, number 2. And there it is. So over here, we're going to say, well, we're not going to say anything on these. We're going to go put these into his box. Good. We got the Jeffy Weffy labels. Plenty of work for Miss Alexis. She's going to like that, huh? Now, Mr. Cadian. I don't think I have your address. So he just ordered. Are you still here, Mr. Cadian? So you need to email me here at TheCardconomist@gmail.com and give me your shipping address so I can ship your stuff, okay? So email me here and I'll get you your address made and then we'll get you all shipped out. All right, very good. It's just my name at gmail.com. That's all it is. Pretty easy. All right, we have a Miss 6 order, 2 black. I thought you were buying a spot in this Charizard. He's a good break. Did you guys take a look at this? Look at how cheap of a break it is. It's a small break. I really like this card. I like the Pokemon Go collection. This is from 2022, everyone. So it's 4 years old already. And I do have a good feeling about this card. All right. So right now, I'm looking at this going, that's awfully affordable. All right, but she asked for 2 Black Bolt, 2 Perfect Order, 1 solo leveling. All right, let's start with the solo leveling. It's over here. The 2 Perfect Orders are over here. They're all covered up by Minecraft at the moment. She asked for 2 Butterfinger bars. 2 Black Bolts, I mean. All right. Why not White Flare, huh, 6? There you go. What the Black Bolt have that the White Flare don't have, huh? Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, just 1 pack. It has N. Okay. Yes, you're right. Let's see. Obsidian Flames. It looks like to me I need to go get more Black Bolt. I'll be right back. All right. All right, so this is the last booster bundle before we have to open a new Black Bolt booster bundle. And the problem is, my Black Bolt booster bundle is super buried. Like, it's really buried. So, it would take me like 10 minutes to reach. But, now we need to look at Black Bolt. Do you think the booster bundles are still the cheapest? I'm scared. I haven't looked at Black Bolt in a while. Maybe we did look at them recently. All right, here it is. Actually, it doesn't look that unreasonable from this perspective. So let's see. Divided by 25, divided by 6. Whoa. It says sell this product at $25 per pack. What are we doing? Pokemon English. Black Bolt, $16. Whoa. That's changing right now. Black Bolt's moving to 25. We're going to assume the same thing for White Flare then. We're going to send White Flare to 24. White Flight. Let's see. Let's jump over here. Whoa. This is my last ETB of it, so I'm going to keep my eyes open for a cheaper way to stock it, though, okay? Because if we can find a cheaper way to stock it, we'll immediately move the price right back down. All right. So we do that price update. We do that price check when it's time for me to open a new case of it. And I don't want to unseal a case unless I know what it costs to buy a new case. So we look at case prices, by the way. Whoa, White Flare's not even showing up. What the hell? Is White Flare? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, is White Flare not on the menu? So White Flare, we're moving it to 24. That's $1 cheaper than the Black Bolt. But we're just going to assume the same thing for White Flare. We're going to assume the price parity is there. Wow, that's a really massive change. It's like a $9 change. We just tested that. By the way, what does this say the price has been doing over time? Oh yeah, price has been. Whoa. So you could get a case of these for like 1.6 thousand just a month ago, and now it's like 2.6 thousand a month later. So that tells you everything, guys. A month later, this product has jumped almost double in price, and so that explains the jump from our price of 16 to like 25. All right, there it is. 6 says tips. You want some tips? Let's see. I'm not sniping you. The Radiant Charizard last sold for 1900. Now buy now at 210. You're charging 320. A little harsh. Well, keep in mind this one does come with the $40 star spot. Okay, so you got to remove $40 from it. Here we are. I was referring to booster bundles. Staying $25 a pack. It's not worth ripping. LML. This market is insane. Well, you say that, but it's actually just a few dollars more expensive than the Ascended Heroes, isn't it? But more importantly, this product's probably out of print by now. They're probably not printing up a ton of Black Bolt that I know of. Now, if you guys know how to get it cheaper, let me know because I will immediately lower the price. And what I'll do is I'll do a restock. See, I have 2 cases of Black Bolt left. That's all I have is 2 cases. If I open one, then I have a single case sealed. So I have to make a choice whether to open whether to open that case or not. So now we're kind of on the hunt for more product. All right, so here we are. What do we got? Miss 6, we got all your cards together. And oh, wait, we didn't pull one of the Black Bolts out for you. Let me grab it. All right, let's see. Very good. Remove $40, and that's still $280. Last sold's $190. Well, we're not interested in last sold, first of all, Mr. Jace. So we don't care about last sold. You know why? Because if I'm trying to restock the product, I don't get to buy the last sold product. I have to buy the one that's on the market. So the one on the market might be like 210 or something like that, right? And then when I actually order it, there's taxes of about 10%. So and then after I sell it, I pay taxes on the sale of the good plus a 3.5% processing fee. So there is, yeah, there is like a profit margin in there. But then I'm a business. The reason I do this for like 10 hours a day is to get paid. I don't do it for free. So I can, offer the Charizard or the break and you can decide to get into it, or you can go try to pull your own out of like out of Pokemon Go packs and discover that even with the profit margin in this break, this is actually a much cheaper way to try to acquire a Radiant Charizard 10 in an RNG way. Now, the other option you have is to just go buy one. You can just go buy one. You never have to participate in the breaks. So, and I tell people that all the time. But, I appreciate your opinion on my prices. It's just how it is. It's how it is. There's a little profit margin baked in. Now, if you go to other rip and ships, that's true over there too. It's the same deal. They have a little profit margin baked in as well. It's because rip and ships don't, they don't work for free. So if the slab costs 200 and I don't know $30 after taxes, I'm not going to sell it to you for $230. it's I would just be sitting here working for free. You don't go to your job for free. I don't go to my job for free. It's just how it is. All right, there we go. Mister's not a scam. He's Mister. Go buy a cheaper one. All right. There it is, Miss 6. I try to be reasonable. I actually ask AI what my margins should be. And, what I do is I input all kinds of information to the AI and it says, why don't you put it at this price? So back in the day, I just kind of did it on my own based off of how it felt. Nowadays, I actually consult with AI what AI thinks is best for profit margins. So nowadays, these prices are more closely related to um, you know, what AI suggests a normal business would do. Here's perfect. Like when you go out to eat at a restaurant and the steak costs $16 at Walmart, they don't charge you like $16 for the steak. They charge you like, I don't know, like $25 or something. You know what I mean? Plus, you got to pay like a tip. So you're not allowed to escape. You technically could leave without tipping, but you're going to get in trouble if you don't tip. All right, pack number 2 of the expensive Black Bolts. You got them at the better price, 6. You ready? Nothing crazy popping out though. Darn. What if I do work for free, sister? Well, you're not very smart if you're working for free. All right. You buy all these cards for pennies, just like the restaurants give food in bulk cheap, so don't lie. Mr. Jace, that's just not true. I paid full price on this Radiant Charizard. And what I do like to do, though, is I do like to let them age. I like them to get older. So sometimes I do that. So I try to build up an inventory beforehand on what I think is going to be popular in the future. And sometimes that affords me a better profit margin. But the truth is, while I do that with some cards, I lose money on other cards that underperform. So it ends up being more like an even distribution of profit margins. So if this guy makes me good money, there's a different card that I put into my inventory that performed poorly, and so it evens out a little bit. So no, I don't get Pokemon cards for pennies. I wish I did. No one's getting Pokemon cards for pennies. If you know how to get them for pennies, you should share the secret with us because we would all like to know. Because that would be a very big piece of information. Here's Miss Six. Jace must be new. I don't know. If he's not new, he's like everyone else on the internet. He's very skeptical. He needs time to process some of these ideas. He's new. He doesn't get it, you know. He hasn't been around. He's never tried to do this himself. What you should do, Jace, is go run a rip and ship and you'll run into exact same issues I run into. You'll see how it works. You know. All right, so Miss Six is done, and we need to finish that shipping for Mr. KDN. All right, let's get it. Very good. Thank you for the email. I got the email now. Let's get that label. Can I trade you my PSA 9 Radiant for your 10? I will throw in $5 on top. Oh my God, $5? That sounds really good. Well, seeing as I get these cards for pennies, I can probably afford to do that. You get them for pennies. That's a little bit of a stretch. We are. I'll tell you one thing. Pokemon card market is more competitive than it's ever been. These prices have to compete or they don't move. And people are better at shopping than they've ever been. When you have a very educated audience now, so it's harder than it looks, and you have to provide them value or it doesn't move. That's just how it is now. So the idea like I'm getting away with murder or like I'm taking candy from a baby, that's not true at all. It's much harder than that nowadays. I bought cards. There was a time period very early on where you could kind of take candy from a baby. That's not true anymore. When I go to restock, you cannot restock so easily. And if you negotiate, people are like, hell no, I know these Pokemon cards are going up. I'm not lowering the price for you or anything. So it's tricky. Yeah, everyone's a lot smarter about it these days. We are. I think people accept that there's a little profit margin baked into the break and they go, I still want to try it. The real reason that they're interested in it is because you can take a 40 shot at this Radiant Zard already graded 10, or you can open up $40 of Pokemon Go sealed packs. What's going to give you a better chance at a Charizard 10? As it turns out, by a large margin, it's this guy right here. So we're really doing a nice service when we host these breaks because you can't buy them at Walmart. You can't buy them at Target. You really can't buy them on eBay. You have to have a host. A host has to do it. So that's why they're so nice. It's I would say, one of the main features of our channel are all the cool breaks. We put a real focus into them because I'm a guy who likes graded Pokemon cards more than anything. That's my favorite. It's graded cards. Thank you, Miss Six. We have Mr. Mark J. Valerian. Send 2 of my cards that got pre-graded to PSA. You got it, man. All right. Let's see. The secret is prize pack series stamps cards. There you go. Now go get paid. You'll learn about parent tax soon enough. Why is that even an insult? Jace, that's a stupid ass insult. I'm about to start hoarding Merlin slabs. When I win the lottery, I'm going to buy TCC and hire Mister to continue the stream. Hey, man, you want to buy my company and hire me on as the manager? I'm selling 95% of the company. I get to keep 5% stake in case it goes to the moon from your excellent managing skills. We're going to send this guy for sure. And then I'd send the Ryolu. All right. Is there a box gym battle? Yeah, a little one for fun. We got a little one for fun. It's not Pokemon though. It's Marvel. There we go. Let's peel this guy out. I'll keep this. You paid for this top loader, didn't you? So I'm gonna put it back into your bag, and we'll use it on your next big hit. Okay. What salary would you request? Um, that's a great question. I mean, nothing unreasonable, I guess. We are. If I'm being bought out, then I'm gonna have a big chunk of cash sitting in stocks or sitting in Pokemon anyways. So at that point, I'm pretty much retired and just doing it for the sake of it. I might be that way right now. I mean, I think if you think about my cards, the market's doing so shockingly well. I think I have enough to retire, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, did you guys see the latest numbers? This one card sells for 195,000 now. Holy Jesus, dude. I don't know what to think of that. I think you only need like 2 million to retire in Missouri. You don't need much. I think if I reach $2 million in value, I could, in theory, sell all my cards, put it into stocks, sell all my homes, move into a small trailer home, and then just reduce my lifestyle to being really cheap. And then I'm just retired at that point. But I kind of don't want to. I love what I'm doing. I enjoy this. I like talking about it. I like thinking about it. I like working on it. So even if I did retire, you know what would happen? I'd just gravitate to this work again. Here's Mr. Mark going off to PSA. I'm definitely a lucky guy, but you won't see me kicking my feet up and playing on the beach. It's just not what I'm interested. That's not my passion. I'm not passionate about it. This is what I'm passionate about. Let's put a P down. Okay, off to PSA. Good luck. Mr. in a Hooters outfit, but you have to wear the work uniform, I pick out. What would be the work uniform? Oh, did you guys see yesterday or Saturday, I should say, Quip's drawing of the Ditto finished, went to Sarah Dusenberry. Doesn't that look really cool? It's so bright, and I hope she keeps drawing. I hope she comes up with some really good drawings like this one again. Ultimately, that is sold for 200 in a break. That's pretty cool. So, Sarah, what I would say is that whenever you go to sell it, if you do sell it, I would tell people it last sold for 200. That's why I would tell them. We are. Shoot, man, maybe we should have a Quip last sold, like a channel in Discord. You know, there should be proof of what it last sold for, so that you can just reference that. You don't have to say it like word of mouth. There should be like a receipt. I think it's important because when it comes to TCG Pokemon cards, authentic Pokemon, those are very easy to sell. There's an established market. When it comes to hand drawn cards, you kind of have to prove what it last sold for. Swipe needs to get hired to Pokemon illustration. I worked so hard, so I had to miss most of the stream. Congratulations, Sarah. We need Sableye sketch. Ooh, that would be cool. It's like a Sableye eating a crystal would be very neat. All right, thank you so much for the big order tonight, Mr. Mark, or today. Javier Arroyo, 1 Ascended Heroes and 5 perfect orders. Perfect order again? People buying up perfect order? It makes sense. Perfect order is actually affordable, and it has a reverse hollow Gengar in it. I think people have misjudged perfect order. They don't like it because it doesn't have like expensive, like maybe alt arts in it, but the ARs are decent, and the reverse hollow Gengar is good. So there's still a reason to open it. Did the sketch break go off? Yes, it did. Somebody recommended to offer it as a break, and then I asked how much, and they recommended 200. So that's what we did, and now that break is over. So it finished for 200 technically. Oh, and by the way, the day we started that break, the Quips Espeon, that was $100 card that sold outright. Now you got to admit some of that's just because it's also encapsulated. So we have a very special situation over here where she can draw a cute card, but I spent like almost, I want to say like $30,000 setting up an encapsulation grading system. And so we get to encapsulate anything we draw. So that's kind of a bonus. Now, I don't know what that's worth, but it's got to be worth a little bit. So that's throwing in some of the value there. Because you can't normally get a card graded or encapsulated. A drawing, you can't normally get a drawing encapsulated, but you can do it here. All right, 5 perfect order, which is exactly, by the way, that's exactly why we should offer a drawing contest. We should be the ones to do a drawing contest, and I'll encapsulate your drawings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that would be pretty good use of an encapsulation system if we hosted a drawing contest and we, turned it into a video and all that. Mr. No one cares about ultra modern reverse hollows, says Mr. Ball Player 12. What's up, Mr. Ball Player 12? Yeah, fair enough. I think that they're risky, at least based off of a lack of knowledge on how much has been printed. So they could have printed a lot more of it than we know. We know that they're more common than the alt arts. Like, for example, Umbreon VMAX alt art, there's like 14,000 PSA 10s of those. So, the holographics from a set are much more common than an alt art is. So that tells you a lot about the potential future numbers on the population on modern haulers. But look at this guy. This guy's likely underpriced. He's likely $250, and he needs a price update. These are just trick or treat hollows, and they are consistently selling from $200 to $300 now. So maybe you could blame that on the market. I don't think what you could. I think you couldn't say that people don't care about them. They clearly do care about them. The question is, what's a fair price? Because ultimately, they are a Pokemon card, and sometimes they look really nice. Like, look at this guy. Here's Classic Collection Raichu. He looks nice. So the question is, what should he be worth? Well, not $200,000 like the Gold Star Charizard, but would it? Ooh, look at you, Mr. Javier, pulling the Gengar right away. So there is a reverse hollow Gengar, and so the question is, if this guy grades 10 with PSA, what should he be worth? Something. He's not going to be worth a zero. Wouldn't you agree with that? At least he's going to be worth the cost of the grading plus the premium for a 10. And then after that, what do you think people will pay for a reverse hollow Gengar? It's a good question. And so I wouldn't say no one cares. I'd say some people don't care. But personally, for me, I care about it. Right? Like if I saw him and he was underpriced, I'd go buy him. If I saw like PSA 10 reverse hollow Gengar was too cheap, I'd just go buy that Gengar. And I've done that before. Here it is. Pokeball, Probo Pass. Because guess what? Opening booster packs is not free, and getting 10s is not free. It costs money. So even just those two things are going to establish some kind of price. You know, I agree with him not being worth zero. There is some type of value. Yeah, exactly. The question is, how high should it go? And today, it shouldn't go too high. But what about 20 years from now? Because the world's still going to exist in 20 years. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say, actually. If you buy him at too high of a price today, it's because you're betting on him in the future. You're saying, well, 20 years from now, I'm going to be glad I bought him today rather than 20 years in the future when he costs, $10,000. Because who knows what the dollar does in 10 years. But you could go buy stocks instead of this reverse hollow Gengar. So it's all betting. It's all placing your capital where you think it's going to perform best. And Pokemon can reach a point where it's overpriced and then it can fall, or maybe we haven't reached that point. It's anyone's guess. How about that Bubble Mew? And it just sold as a black label for almost $250,000. It just doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense at all. And yes, somebody spent that money. They said, yeah, I'm buying that. Hell yeah. All right, there we are. As the time goes, that will change. Look at the bulk hollow Mews from Celebrations. It's a $5 card now. Look at that Kingler. Yeah, but those Mews also are printed really bad. So different sets have different print quality too. Somebody asked about a potential box break. Here's a gym box break. This is really fun. Basically, it's a 1 in 3 odds, $20 buy-in, and it's for people who enjoy the gym breaks. This is a great way to boost your gym card by 2 spots. If you win, you'll get 2 points. So just a bit of fun. You might pull a big Marvel card out of there, by the way, if you enjoy Marvel. So that's more like for Marvel fans, that box. Hunter Tipton's here. He says 5 packs of the Harry Potter Diagon Alley. You got it, baby. All right. Diagon Alley. You said 5 packs of it? So Harry Potter has not done too badly. Maybe we should have another set. I don't know. Should we have 2 different sets of the old Harry Potter cards? Read my message. Tyler says PSA 10 reverse hollow from Perfect Order last sold is $400. Wow. But I will say this, there's a whole bunch of them that haven't returned from grading yet. So that price will come down because that $400 will be based on the fact that somebody paid Express for that. But even after Express, I mean, that's a healthy profit margin, I think, because I think Express is like 75 or something. So somebody has too much money out there, guys. That's what that means. Somebody has too much money. They do not care. They're not a competitive shopper. They just go, yeah, my daddy's giving me millions of dollars. I'll buy it for 400. That's cheap. You know what I mean? True, mister, but 3 sold. Damn. Isaac says there's a Harry Potter set that had a lower printing. Hey, if you guys know of a WotC era Harry Potter set that you think should be on the menu, like you think it's a better one than the one we currently have, just let me know. I don't mind. The reason we added this one is because it was popular request. People are saying, hey, we really want this one. We are. That's how we added this. Happy Monday to you guys. We have 68 viewers. Let's take a look at the view bounty. You know what the view bounty is? It's no longer a likes bounty. It's a view bounty. We still appreciate the likes. We just hit 72. Oh, you guys did it. Look at that. Daytime 65. I see 72 on my screen right now. You guys just hit the view bounty instantly. Great job, guys. So the view bounty has been reached, and that means we're going to be giving away our giveaway card. This is the View Bounty giveaway card. There's only 2 spots, so we'll give it away, and then we'll pick a new card to give away right after, okay? So stick around. We're going to have to set that up. But first, let's take care of Hunter Tipton. think it's Weiss Volume 3. Is the Marvel box Weiss? Yes, it is. It's Weiss Marvel 3. Let me show you again. Oh, it got kind of covered up on the corner there, didn't it? Yeah, that's Weiss Schwartz, everybody. And it's just really cool. There it is. It's really cool. Check this out in the menu, by the way. It's super cheap. So you can open tons of this, and it's Weiss product. Weiss product grades 10 often, and it looks great all the time. So when we received that product, it was really popular. We sold out instantly, and then I did a restock on it, and the restock didn't do as good. The restock just kind of sat there. So right now, here's Lee Jordan. Lee Jordan. Why does it sound like Michael Jordan? All right. Anyways, do you still have any of the? Yeah, we have a whole box of the boys packs left. Go nuts on them. Express is 1 month now at PSA. I think. Shake my head. Yeah, that's crazy too, isn't it? One whole month for Express. But we're heading into that crazy time period again where cards take forever to grade. Here's Gringotts. All right, Green Gots. We are. Okay. Here's Harry Potter. We've got a bunch of commons, Frog Spawn, and Flourish and Bolts. We're looking for a hollow. Hollows is what we want out of here. I got that Weiss Redo of Healer card in the mail today, and it feels like contraband. Isn't it naughty? That's a naughty-ass card, man. Feels like contraband. J.K. Rowling had a way with names. Yeah, she did. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Bludgeoner, Sloth Grip. We've seen a lot of these now. Biased commentary, and Letters from No One. Okay. I'm still so excited for the 30th anniversary. It's going to go crazy, y'all. Be ready. Doesn't it have Doesn't it have the Elugia Aquapolis in it that everybody wants? That super expensive card. I'm pretty sure. Oh, man, I feel sorry for all the people who thought that Pokemon cards peaked like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, or maybe back in October of 2025. So they sold all their cards or a lot of their best cards. And now here we are, and we're in May 2026, and it's still going really hard. Like we're still reaching top prices. Like let that sink in for a second. All these people trying to time the market, trying to sell their cards at the peak, and they've already missed it. The peak is still growing. Like there were probably a bunch of people who sold in October 2025 because they thought that was the peak. The famous Harry Potter. Harry Potter. All right, very good. If my mama visits the house, I'ma hide it. She would think I went to the dark side. Oh my god. Yeah, your mama and your girlfriend might not understand you know, a gentleman's culture, let's say, gentleman's culture. Cards for gentlemen. Hunter Tipton, thank you so much. Of course, when you open these really old Harry Potter cards, we don't mind giving you the bulk. If you ever don't want the bulk, all you have to do is mention it, by the way, because these packs are not like $30 a pack. Usually we keep the bulk, but it's really old, so you're just keeping it in this case. Figure you might want it. All right. It's the peak. I'm selling all my cards before the market drops. They've been saying that since October. Oops. They should have held. Oops. That's what happens when you try to time it. Here's Sergio L12 for $29. What can I help you? Oh, let's get this started. What can I help you with, Mr. Sergio? What are you buying for $29? So the keyword for this view bounty giveaway is TCC is the keyword. If my mama visits, I have a feeling they're going to make a full art base as art to anyone who thinks now's the peak. Wait, did you not type? There's no message with it, Mr. Serge. No message. What are we doing with that, Serge? Just let me know. Battle in perfect order. You got it, baby. A lot of perfect order orders today. Kind of surprising. Everyone just decided the same one, huh? Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So we want to snipe 6. Oh, really? I remember when Pokemon Market was meant to be done for after Chilling Rain. Oh, it's done for. Yeah, I mean, there were guys like Danny Phantom or whatever, and they were making Doom videos every week. They're like, Pokemon card prices are plummeting to zero. Remember Obsidian Flames came out, and you could buy that Obsidian Flames Charizard for like nothing, and he would pull really easily. And it was like the actual chase pull Charizard was like, he was cheaper than a box of the an entire box of those cards. And so it was like, why am I opening this? Well, you pulled the Decidueye, Mr. Sergio. It's not bad. Most of my inventory is from Mr. Did you scratch the morning stream? Did you mean, did I skip the Sunday night late time stream? I was in bed pinching Quip's butt real late at night, which isn't normal. That's not our usual butt pinching time period. This. All right, there we go. So I canceled that stream. I almost didn't, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to skip out on butt pinching. So, all right. We butt pinched until like 4 a.m. in the morning. Sergio, a spot in the Marvel. Is that right? Will you pinch us at this gathering? The Pokey Orgy? Here we are. Like Hero Gasm. It is. All right. Very good. Who's next? Who's got the oldest order? Mary's, well, hold on. Maybe not Mary's. I got to find out who has the oldest order. Okay, that's good. That's good. It is Marius Larson. He says a spot in the gym break. Mr. Marius is jumping in. Here you go, Marius. All right. So one more person. Hero Gasm was too funny, man. It was a really good episode. Miss Six says she'll try this. I almost called you Miss Sex. You are. All right. We're talking too much about these other things. So there it is. Let's go grab these cards. It's going off the gym break. Just a bit of fun. Good for Marvel collectors if you like to collect Marvel cards. If you want a Weiss Marvel box, it's pretty cheap. You could probably just go buy some packs or a whole box or whatever. All right, so we need 3 people. Here's Marius. Here's Sergio. Is 6 nearby? And here's 6. 6, you got a tough record. 6, this is pretty hard to win because you're going up against 2 people at the same time. I don't know if you can handle 2 at once. So let's go ahead and place these here. Now, we're going to grab some of these. All right. But if you do win, you're going to get 2 points on your card. Ready? All right, let's get it. Good. You only have 2/3 rat luck. I have 1/3 rat luck. Rat burgers with a nice little crunchy tail. Nice little crunchy rat. Don't they eat rats in like Cambodia or something? We are. There's always these food review guys go around and they're like, yeah, I'm eating rat over here. Here goes. So first person to win 2 rounds. That's how it works, right? First person. Here's Dragonite. Really good, Mr. L12. Here's Piplup. Marius, you're cooked. And Psyduck. All right, first round, Mr. L12. Round number 2. Eevee. Okay. Whimsicott. That's pretty strong. Gengar. All right. These 2 guys both have 1. And Ditto. Ditto's Ditto can't lose. Tauros. 6, you would have won this round, but the Ditto ties with you. So you guys both, what happens in that case? We just go into the 3rd round, right? Yeah, we do. So this round ends in a tie because Ditto can't lose. All right, here goes. Ditto transforms into your Tauros, 6. Here's the bird for 220. That's pretty good. The frog. Oh, you win this round, though. Look at you with the Minccino. That's based on a chinchilla, isn't it? That's a rodent. So that's 240 minus 220. Okay, you're all 3 of you are tied. Everybody's got 1 point now. Good luck. Jirachi, not looking good, Mr. L12. Good. Rayquaza, 210. And Pharaoh Seed. It will actually go to Mr. Marius. Congratulations, Mr. Marius. You get 1 whole box of Marvel. All right, there it is, everybody. That was close. I thought Six had a shot there after she pulled the Minccino, and the Minccino tied everybody up. But it will be a Mr. Oh, the alarm's going off for someone's septic. We just had rain since like 5 a.m. into the morning to 4:16 p.m. and it was heavy rain. Like if you look at the water, it's right up at the lake wall now. It's at the tippy top of it. It's been raining all day like a monsoon, guys. I'm a loser. 1, 2. Hey, you might get into the losers bracket at the end of 90 days. Here's Marius, and here is Sergio taking a miss. All right, you stay out of the sewer water. Someone's alarm is going off for their septic. I don't know what's causing that, but it could be all the water's pouring into the septic, causing triggering an alarm. That's a tough card, Six. I believe in you. You can turn it around. All right, but remember, even if you don't turn it around, you might be in the lead for worst score. Let's see if she is. You guys want to see if she is? Who's got the worst score? You tying with Soul Despair. Anyone have worse than you guys? Alicia doesn't count. There's an old score. You're tying with Soul Despair and Gabriel Gallegos and Carlos Chaveras. Hunter doesn't count. That's an old score. All right. So if you were to lose one more time, Six, you would be in the lead for losses. This means at the end of 90 days, you would play off against the person with the most wins, and one of you guys would get a reward for having the worst or the best round. At this point, Trump is trolling with his AI images on. Well, he was always trolling. Yeah, he's a troll for sure. He trolls all the time, man. Here's a little Zishian for $40. Here's a MetaZoo gym break. And here's Ancient Origins pack break. Very cool. Oh, let's go ahead and open this now for Mr. Marius. Congratulations, Marius. Let's see what you got. How did they lose? You just take their stuff if they don't pull good stuff. Yeah, that's called a gym break, Mr. Jace. So they're paying for a kind of like a competition. They're buying into the competition. It's like an entry fee. And the prize in this competition is for a box of Marvel Studios. And the game they're playing is what do we call it? Battle Tower or something? That's where it's kind of like a game of war, but with Pokemon cards. So they're playing a game of Pokemon card war, and I am the dealer. I auto battle for them. It is second player. There it is. So Mr. Marius just pulled this box for $20 is what happened there. Ow. All right, yeah, highest HP on the Pokemon card. All right, ready? Also, I guess part of their reward, you could say, is their score. So at the end of 90 days, the person with the best and the worst score match off one more time. It is. Should it be best and worst, like ratio wise, or should it be based more on like most wins, most losses? I think it should be most wins, most losses. Here goes. Oh, we got a hollow. Oh, that's cool. That's like 2D or something. It's like 8-bit. But if they lose, you should still give them their money back and stuff like that. All right. What do you guys think? If you lose, you get your money back? That's not how a competition works, Mr. Jace. If you enter a competition with a prize, you don't get your money back if you lose the competition. The money is used for the money is used for first place, reward. So that's how it works. Like if you enter, let's say we hosted like a drawing competition and maybe it's a $20 entry fee. That money will be used for the reward. You don't get a money back if you lose, right? Have you ever seen like a video game competition? They don't give you your money back if you lose the video game competition. Actually, the local card shop out here, they had like a $30 entry fee, and they're doing Magic the Gathering tournament. I got an ad for it on Facebook. All right, what we got? We got Captain America. I'd surely enter a lot more competitions. I think a lot of people would enter competitions if you get your money back. There's only upside. There's only upside. There's no downside. Chance to win, no chance to lose. War Machine and uh, Adamantite Man. Put this here. Matter of fact, if you ever do that, put me in all of them. Yeah. Jason's got to be like 11 or something, right? Here's a hollow. Ooh. Let's see. We've got Magnemite. It's Magnemite, everybody. It's Magnetron. All right, and the X-Men. Rawr. All right, and then finally, ooh, that's the cover art. And there's Iron Man again. All right, what'd you guys think of that? I only enter competitions when they pay me to enter. There might be competitions like that. You never know. Like, for example, a competition where you get paid to enter might be like UFC. So in the UFC, even if you lose, you probably get paid a ton, but you're going to get the crap beat out of you. So, you know, it's not the same. And the UFC is going to make a lot of money just from viewership. So people pay to get to watch someone else get the crap beat out of them. And then you're the one taking the beating. So you get paid whether you win or whether you lose. So it's a very different kind of competition. All right, there we have it. One whole box. Did you roll for the free slab? Not yet. You remind me of my roommate I had back in college. He had all these Pokemon cards and binders. One day I threw that stuff away in a trash bin and said someone stole them. I hate those cards. Jace is definitely like a troll account, right? Let's see, Jace. Uh, let's see. Why is this not working? Joined 39 minutes ago. He's a troll account, everybody. He just started his account so that he could trash talk. We are. Oh shoot, man. We gotta hit refresher. Where's our comments? Ah, man, the web version of the comment section is terrible. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. And so Jace's account is 39 minutes old, everybody. It's a troll account. Oops, come on now. And so what we do is we hide that user. And the moderators are supposed to check that and do that. Okay. So if you are a moderator and you suspect somebody might be a fake account, what you can do is you can left click on them, choose view channel activity. And if they have an account that's like an hour old or 39 minutes old, you can just ban them if you want, especially if they're coming here to kind of trash talk or something like that. But that was a troll account, probably somebody who's already been banned before, and they're just coming in to say whatever they can say to be like insulting. It is. Ooh, very nice. All right. So that's what you got to do, though. You got to check them for channel activity, and that'll reveal how old the account is. That's for Miss Six. What do you think of that, Six? Isn't that wild? All these trolls, Six. You remember me from 2019? I buy BTC. Did you buy BTC? What's up, man? Is CS the king? All right, we'll grab this. Never be afraid. Well, if it's somebody who's just being unruly, normally what you would do is you would just time them out. But if it's an account that's like 20 minutes old, that's a troll who's been banned before, and they've made a fake account in order to come back and troll some more. So you can just go straight to ban with those guys. All right, trolls. I missed it. Alex is. You notice Alex is not here right now. He's real good at it. Alex is very fast at checking the age of the channel. So you'll notice sometimes troll will come in and Alex will ban it like in a half second. Like it won't even get a chance to talk. Or maybe he'll say one thing and boom, it's gone. So Alex is real fast with it. Sometimes I look up at my screen and they'll just say someone banned and I'll be like, what? So Alex is a pro. All right, let's see. Next up, we got Jesus Aguilera. He says 2 manga boosters. You got it. The extremely expensive Dragon Ball manga boosters just continue to sell. They're going to sell out. Oh, look at these. Do you get Pokemon bots here? Bots. I don't know. Actually, I'm surprised we don't get more people who hang out in the stream just for the giveaway. Because if you really stuck it out, like if you could hire like a kid to watch the stream all the time, you could most likely win a free one or two. So, but I think we've had that in the past, especially when the giveaways start to get really big. You get people from all over the world, let's say, and they'll be there to win the giveaway. Sadly, we had this giveaway that was going on I'm kind of annoyed by it. It's been a while. I've had time to think about it, you know? I've had time to think about it. So we were hosting this giveaway, and it was a really interesting kind of giveaway. Basically, the way it works is the audience pays down a slab, and then that slab is given away. So it's not like a donation slab in the way that I just give you a free card with my own money. It's like a card that the community pays down, and then it turns into a giveaway. Kind of an interesting idea, right? So we picked out this card, and it was like $1,500. It was huge, really expensive vintage Articuno card, and it might have been like Japanese Articuno or something like that. I don't remember. So we picked this really expensive card, and everyone starts pitching in, and it takes like a month, but eventually it's done. It's all the way paid down. Everyone just generously donated to activate like $1,500 giveaway card, and it was like this great accomplishment. And then we host the giveaway, and some dude who we've never met before, he doesn't hang out in our stream. He didn't hang out very long. He wins that Articuno, and he's like from Indonesia or something. And he pays for the shipping, and I ship it. And he hangs out a little while afterwards because we host many more giveaways afterwards as well too, right? Like we hosted expensive Misty as well. But he hangs out for a little a little while, and then he pops off. Never see him again. And so I actually regret that. I feel like this was a guy. Maybe he does watch Pokemon, but he caught wind of our huge giveaway. He never bought cards from me before. So he didn't pay for the giveaway. So he didn't contribute. He could, ooh, wow. Sun Gohan Childhood looks cool, man. That's an SR. He didn't contribute even a dollar to the giveaway. You guys did. A lot of people, like regular members, did. He didn't contribute a dollar. And he's from Indonesia. And I don't know how much Pokemon card collecting they're doing in Indonesia. That was like the first time I'd shipped to that country too. He had never bought cards from me before, and he wanted. And you know what? I should have just rejected it. I don't know, because how do you host something like that fairly? Like, should it just be a bunch of people living in America using their labor to pay off a card for the card to disappear to, like, to Indonesia or something? It just doesn't feel right in a certain way. It's like it's a guy who wasn't really part of our community. He was just aware of the giveaway, and then yeah, he hung around for a little while longer, and then he left. It was like $1,500 card. So I thought about that for a while, and it did leave kind of a poor taste in my mouth, because it's like, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to take everyone else's money and then send it off to a guy who is just capable of spamming a number on the screen. I don't know. Does that sound selfish of me? I don't do I have a preference for the people who are really part of the community. So it could be somebody who doesn't spend any money with me, but they're here every day. Now, if you want a card, so what? But here's a guy, never really met him before. He's never really spent any money here. He didn't contribute to the giveaway. He takes the card to Indonesia, bada bing, bada boom, and he's gone. I don't know. I hated it. I didn't like it. At the time, it was something I was just observing. I was like, huh, that's an interesting outcome, right? Years later, I'm like, that was pretty shit. That was no good. You put Marius cards in my bag, says Miss Six. What? Six? I was trying to give you Marius's cards, and you're spoiling it. Here you go. Here, let's fix this. Whoa, did you guys hear that? Damn, that was loud. All right. Okay, Mr. Marius. I assume Mr. Marius would want his cards. I can tell you what happened, by the way. So after we were done opening the box, I looked over at whose name was on the screen, because that's kind of like a muscle memory for me. And Six's name was on the screen. Why? Because she was the last one to buy into the break. So that's how that happened. All right, good catch, guys. Good catch, Six. You put America's cards in Sex's bag. If I was the guy, I disagree with you. Yeah, I know exactly. If you were him, you'd say, no, this was righteous, this was good. I don't know. There was just something about it that felt wrong. And so that's why you don't see me hosting those types of giveaways anymore. I don't ask the audience to pay down a giveaway slab anymore, because I don't want it to just go off to, like, I don't know, like India or something. And it's just somebody who's watching who never contributes. They don't really hang out. They're not really part of the community, but they were there for the giveaway. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Non-buyer wins big giveaway, never buys and bounces, feels bad. Exactly. Exactly. He gets the giveaway and he bounces. I'm no thief. What? You're not a thief? Reported the live stream for too much talking. Ah. Next up, we have a Mr. Aaron Stansbury. Hey, what's up, Aaron? I think I need a new bag, question mark. Have you purchased here before? He's got a big order, 3 Ascended Heroes, 3 Mega Evolutions, 3 Paldean Fates, 1 Live Custom, 1 English OP6. Whoa! All right, let's get it. 1 Live Costume. These are the Live Customs. They're a $25 shot at a slab. Read my comment, says Brian. The one above that one. All right, let's grab this. We got, I think I already did. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Ready? We've got Palmy. All right, you got one big Palmy out of this pack. It was not a slab this time. 3 Paldean Fates, 3 Mega Evolutions. Let's grab those Mega Evolutions. They're pretty cool. We need 3 Ascended as well. Should I just open a fresh round of the Ascended? Yeah, we'll just open a fresh round. So here's Mega Evolution. He's a new guy, I think. Aaron Stansbury. Has it been a while, Mr. Aaron? How long has it been since you last ordered? Mr. said he doesn't like India. Clip it. I don't have anything against India. I really don't. We have had a buyer from India, Mr. Haunted. So we've shipped to India a couple times. I'll ship anywhere. It doesn't matter. It's just that India has a very dense population. They got a lot of viewers over there. There might be just a lot of people watching just for giveaways, no other reason. I experienced that before on this channel already. That's why I know about it, because it's happened before. It is. All right. Rockstar Mahi is a recent example. Also the guy who talked about the remember my friends at school, they laugh at me. Yeah, what we got? I always like to know where people are from, so I'm always learning about that kind of stuff. And yeah. India is an example because it shows up a lot. 3 Paldean Fates. I like India. I don't dislike India. I've said that before. Let's see. I just know that that happens more. Paldean Fates. Let's see. Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith. Here's a Paldean Fates. We got one. Hold on, let me pull this box all the way out. I got to move these boxes that are in front of here out of the way. Here's one. It's 3 Paldean Fates. Mr. Loves India. I have the toilet samples to prove it. Toilet samples? What are you talking about? No, I actually do like India, though. I had a lot of Indian peers at college. A lot of classmates were Indian, all going to school here in America to learn software engineering. They're pretty chill. Nice people. Very articulate. I never forgot that. They speak so well. Huh? Real smart. And I think they have a pretty cool culture, too. Let's see. So we got these Pokemon. Goes. We need more Paldean Fates. I'm gonna have to go get some, okay? So bear with me. I'm gonna go get some Paldean Fates for you. I'm gonna have to get it from my stockpile. Okay. Oh, wait. Here it is. No, I had a whole bag of it right here. Okay, I just had it closer to me than I thought I did. All right, here's your free Charmander. Here are the Paldean Fates. Here are the 3 Ascended. Here's the Mega Evolution. Very nice. All right, let's see. I'm gonna hit refresh. Habibi can come in and say free Palestine. I don't mind. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in Palestine anymore. He's allowed to do that. He's been doing that for a real long time. Are you ready? Yeah, he doesn't do anything too crazy. Do not redeem. Kuwait got bombed, mister. Better postpone that trip. Kuwait. Who's the pink troll dog girl Pokemon? Troll doll with the hammer. Tinkatink. Tinkaton. All right. Aaron Stansbury. You ready? He needs the English OP6 too. Okay, we're going to get you the English OP6. He has came in and said free Palestine every day for about a year and a lot. Well, he doesn't show up every day. He doesn't show up every day. But every time he comes in, he just says that same thing. He feels very passionate about it. Ready? Very good. And here's a Mega Evolution. All right. Okay. Boop. Ban that fool, says J-Dog. Whoa. Ready? Last I heard, Iran um, presumably Iran, flew a drone into a nuclear energy reactor. Was it the reactor itself? I like this Raikou, by the way. It's kind of cool. Iran flew a drone into a nuclear reactor in the UAE. Man, those guys are off their nuts, man. Ooh, Mawile. I mean, they're going to make an enemy out of the UAE, which is exactly what they shouldn't do, right? They should actually, if they were smart, which I don't think they are, if they were smart, they would be asking UAE and Qatar to have more of a regional friendship with them and say, hey, America, they are not like us. They are not like us. They say, hey, America's like this foreign invader, and we're like you guys. We live out here. We're more family than America is. But instead, what they're attacking the UAE, not smart, man. Because I don't think the guys in the UAE play, man. I think those guys are clever. Here's Cinderace. But it's always religious, man. It's religion causes people to act so irrationally. It's always some holy war, this or God told me that. you know, it's crazy stuff. All right, here's Paldean Fates. Whoa! You might have a card here, Mr. Aaron. Look at that. Holy. I might want to clip that. It's so bizarre looking. Check this out, guys. Wow, wow, wow. I love error cards. They are so weird. Look at that. Holy miscut. Yeah. It's too bad it doesn't have a little bit of the next card on it. Ooh, okay, so we should clip this. You know why? Because I don't think it's as large as a standard card. Is it smaller than a standard? No, actually, they're pretty close. No, the size is close, actually. Okay, good. So I was going to say, because if you send this in, I almost don't know if PSA will accept it because all these grading companies are scared you're going to send in a cut card. But we're going to clip this, and that'll help give it some. Oh God, I'm always forgetting the word. That'll help give it some history. All right. Pretty interesting Clodsire coming out of Paldean Fates. All right, we're jumping up to here. PSA won't grade it. Yeah, they will. You just, make sure they grade it. It's going to say Clodsire, major miscut. I think it should be called major miscut. 82 minutes. Clodsire is a cutie too. Yeah, actually, what's cool about this miscut is that it's an actual hit card rather than just like a hollow, reverse hollow, or like a common card. So it's more fun when it's an actual hit. All right, put those there. And what do we got here? They must have been flinging them cards around. All right. They're like, we got to get these cut. There we have it. Thank you, Mr. Aaron. Now, as you know, Aaron, we do not automatically ship these cards. These cards are automatically stored until you order a round of shipping. So if you want to ship out today, you would have to purchase $9 shipping. Many people do not ship out right away. Many people keep growing their bag until it's fatter and heavier, and then they ship it all together. You're allowed to store your bag over here for 1 full year. So a lot of people do pretty much just that. They store it over here, they let it get real big and fat, and then they ship it later. You got any Dragon Ball Z, TCG? Yeah, we got a little bit of Dragon Ball, not too much. Do you know when you'll get some of the new set Chaos Rising? I have it pre-ordered, so we've got some on the way, but it's not going to come out until after the release date. So I don't get the cards before the release date. Some people do. Pokemon says they're not allowed to sell them until the release date. So they're breaking the rules when they sell them early. We are not allowed to do that. So what you can expect to see is they'll probably arrive a couple days after release. There you go. Mr. Pin the link. What? We didn't pin it? What are you talking about? Hold on, let me see. Oh my gosh, he's right. We didn't pin the website link. I gotta remember to do that. All right, so give me a second here. Pin. It was pinned. What the hell? Rules are meant to be broken. That's right. Just maybe. All right, so this goes into the A box. I think it's very unfair when some sellers start selling them before the release date, especially when Pokemon sets a release date. Pokemon, considering how big of a deal their product is, they should investigate the companies that are selling it early and like, give them a warning like, hey, we'll remove your license to sell them or something, or to receive direct distribution. Okay, one English OP6. We're not done. One English OP6. Let's get that next. Here it is. One English OP6. One Piece is the second busiest card according to PSA. They say we grade a lot of One Piece. Actually, I think they mentioned in a post that One Piece is so popular that it beat all sports cards. There it goes. Read chat. You forgot Aaron's One Piece. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right here. Look at that Nami. And here's Vinsmoke Raiju. There you go. All right, and here's Onami. Ancient Origins has that Mega Rayquaza. Oh my gosh. Yes, it does. It's got a lot, actually. It's got Tyranitar, it's got Darkrai, it's got Rayquaza, it's got Primal Groudon, it's got Primal Kyogre, it's got Full Art Lugia. It's got some other cool stuff like Mega Ampharos. It's got, I think, a Mega Latios or something like that is in that set. Does it have Aggron? I can't remember if it has Aggron. It might not have Aggron. All right, here you go, Mr. Aaron. Hello. Tell my fortune with your cards. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Tossing this over here. All right. So many bangers. Yes, lots of bangers. All right. So we're all done with that. Who's got the oldest order now? Aaron with the $231 order. Thank you so much, Mr. Aaron. Appreciate it, man. Here's Danny Vachitavong, 2 Spirit Forge packs. Spirit Forge. Do I need to open a new box of the Spirit Forge? I do. These Spirit Forges are about to sell out for the second time because I restocked these and now we are almost sold out of them again. This is my last box of the Spirit Forge. Should I get another box, you think? You can grade the commons and uncommons from Ancient Origin. They all hold a premium in a 10. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're at that point. I mean, the booster packs are getting as expensive as old vintage packs used to be. Look at that, guys. This is League of Legends. And what I'd like to do is take a minute and restock these. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. All right. I like this set because it's not as crazy as Pokemon. Pokemon's much crazier. So I'm going to do a quick restock on these. It really doesn't cost very much to restock them. That's what's so cool about it. Oh my dear God, this is so slow. I should get a new laptop. I think it's about time. I think this laptop's pretty old at this point. You can grade the common and I already read that. My brother pulled that full art Lugia on your channel 5 years ago. Can you believe it's been that long? Holy cow, man. Yeah, that Lugia is cool as hell, man. He's a good one. All right, there it is. Spirit Forged Riftbound has been restocked. And now we go back to Mr. Danny. Danny, were you watching the weekend stream? We had a new guy come in and he was buying a ton of Riftbound. And then Tammy bought a bunch of Riftbound. So we got to see a whole bunch of Riftbound get open for one stream. We also had like the Friday stream with Alex Silva. Did you guys watch that one? Alex Silva opened up like almost 4 boxes of Upper Deck Halo. It was nuts. Like the whole stream was just Upper Deck Halo. It is. So people are opening up card sets other than Pokemon, which is not a surprise because Pokemon's such a premium these days. Here's Chem Baroness. Here's Rek'Sai Swarm Queen. Any Siggy? Do you mean a signature out of the Halo Upper Decks? No, actually, no. We did. We got one. We got a voice actor signature. I don't remember who it was for though. Here's Purifier and World Atlas. In fact, Miss Alexis will be in for shipping today, I presume, and she'll be shipping out Mr. Alex Silva's stuff today. He's got like 2 double ETB boxes of it. It's a ton. That Halo order was fun. Yeah, it was cool watching it get open. I wish we had ran into some sketches because I'm pretty sure there's sketch cards in there. All right, Danny says he has a bag. Let's go find it, Danny. All right. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. David, Dallas, Daniel. We're looking for Danny. Spirit Forged. David, Damien, David, DB. Danny Vachidivon. Here it is. Very nice. All right. That's a MetaZoo Gym Challenge, by the way. $20 buy-in. You have a chance for the Mothman signature, or Mothman Kickstarter. I wonder what the Mothman Kickstarter is selling for these days. I haven't looked at it in a very long time. Oops. Kickstarter Mothman. Oh, he appears to be up. Look at that. Kickstarter Mothman's like $1,000 according to this. Wow. Cool. All right. Okay, so let me close this out. Good. So that's just a bit of fun because we haven't seen a pack of that opened in a while. Oh, look at this Pikachu. So this is Ace of Spades Blue Poker Set Pikachu. He could be a future break. Here's a cheap Pikachu 9, and here's Magnetron, Magnezone. We have Miss 6, a solo leveling box. You got it, 6. Here it is, solo leveling. Okay. This is volume 3 solo leveling. Apparently there's a chase card in here where the main character and a hot blonde girl are like in a bikini. Or, well, he's not in a bikini, but they're in like swimwear. Ready? Here goes. Whoa, it says we're down to 35 viewers all of a sudden. Is that real? We were at like 65 like a second ago, I swear. Here's this, and here's one of these. Hey, what's up, NHCC? Just want to say thanks again to all of you for the well wishes and gifts. I'm going to put y'all in my Insta post. Oh, that's nice, man. There we go. Hope you had a good birthday. All right. Speaking of birthdays, it's almost Karis's birthday. Her birthday is on the 23rd. So we're about 5 days away from that. She's probably not looking forward to it. All right. Nobody wants to get older at some point. When you're young, it doesn't matter. But once you reach a certain threshold, you're like, oh, no, a year older. Oh, no. I'll be 38 next year. What the hell? That's way too old. Here's Ant-Man, the bear. Here's Hansung Yi. Okay. All right. Here's the promo. Promos can be big. Bak Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-in. Alex told me Mr. was 72. You would think. Just trying to clear my throat there a little bit. Here's Easel Radiru. Easel. She was so cute. He should drop everything he's doing and go be with that cute elf girl. And here, oh, whoa, that's crazy looking. What is this? So this is a 1-star, and it says Igris, and it's just got like a crazy pattern to it. Wow, the Shadow Army. All right, very nice. All right. You pulled some cool solo leveling cards over time, Miss 6. We created a new 6-bag. Is that still lying around, or did I throw that away? I shouldn't have thrown it away if I did. I might have thrown it away. Let's get another bag. You were ready for a new bag either way. All right. Good. We're going to say 6. And that's all we're going to say on the bag, because that's all we have to say on the bag. Okay. How about a break on one of these tops packs? Let's see. A gem break on a tops pack as well. We haven't seen one of these broken in a while. I'd love to see that. So we'll offer a couple of these gem breaks. Oops. On these boosties. And why do the sleeves always do that? The sleeves don't want to cooperate. We worked so long. It's all we know. What will we do when we actually retire? Wow. What do you guys want to do in life? I'm telling you. Pokey orgy, guys. Everybody just gets a big, hot, sweaty pile. Naked bodies, kissing. I'm messing. Obviously, it's a joke. No, but it's curious. What do you do in this life, you know? Go to Japan or something? And the Japanese mother effers are like, yeah, we're Japanese. Get out of here, foreigner. They're cracking down on foreign immigration. Japan is. I keep reading about it in the news. Actually, didn't the UK just have some big rally or something like that? Some like right-wing rally? All right, see that? All right, very good. But Japan's always been strict. Japan's like, hell no. All right, let's see. That's if we get to retire. Traveling in your golden years has shown to increase longevity. Really? All right, I got to do it. I'm going to travel. Hold on. Golden years. If you're new and would like to place an order, website link is pinned in chat or check menu payment option in description. Well, thank you, Mr. Tyler. 6 says N. Nani. 6 said I can have her bag. Her other bag, Serge says. Only the best for Miss 6, right, mister? Yes. Mister was like, oh, they didn't bite. Quick subject change to politics. I didn't bite what? William, I got no clue what you're talking about. So there's Tops Naruto. I enjoy talking politics. We don't have to subject change to get into politics. Let me have a sip of. Oh, you're talking about Poke Orgy? Let me go get a drink. I got a drink behind me. He didn't bite. All right. I'm confused as well. I'll discord you when I'm home. So we got these cards over here. This one says crack. Now I was like, why would I write this on my own holder? But I see it. There's a mistake on the label. See how it's white there? That little white blob looks terrible. So this one's going to get cracked because the label came out poorly. Of course, it should have happened back then. It shouldn't have happened now. This can go to CGC probably. The grade on it's probably not going to be that good either way. But what's important here is my label doesn't look good enough to my own standard. This was back when we used to look how strong it is. Damn, that's strong. So this was back when I didn't really understand encapsulation as much. And so we allowed the horn to vibrate for a long time. And that's what causes the label to go bad and chip paint or something. Also makes you wonder if encapsulation's ever not so great for your Pokemon card. But no, the Pokemon cards don't seem to ever get affected by that. Yeah, this guy's tough. You hear how brittle it is? So what's really going on there is it got encapsulated for too long. Wow. Still holding together, actually. By the way, there's proof that Cardconomist slabs are really well encapsulated. If you ever wanted proof. We eventually lowered how long the horn would vibrate. But my cards, my slabs hold up as strong as a PSA slab does. There it goes. All right. Very good. Okay. This card's not going to get a 10 anywhere. But yeah, I didn't like how that label turned out. You want to see that again? This label is ugly, and that's just not acceptable. There it is down there. You see that? It just looks bad. Of course, PSA has an advantage with their label printing. They went with a white background. I went with like a freaking black background, and that's so bad because you know how much ink that takes so much ink. And not only does it take a lot of ink, but the printer can like just ink it poorly or something. And then of course what you saw there was when it came out of the machine, the printer, I'm sure it didn't look that bad, but by the time it had encapsulated, some of the ink broke loose, which that was a common problem back then until I changed to how long it vibrated for. All right. Pull this all back. Oh, 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 oh. Well, there goes my dice. Damn it. This thing sticks to everything. All right. By the way, any big hits come out of the Dan to Dan giveaway box? No, I think it was a pretty standard. No, it was a cheap box. Are you wondering about the next one? We are. Yeah, no, like SSPs or SPs came out that I remember. We'll just send this one off to. Actually, I'd love to hold this for tag grading, but tag grading's paused sadly, so that's not happening. How far along is tag grading on some of our orders? Are they making progress? Nope, still on image processing. Oh man, we're heading into a slab drought soon, guys. Here's Miss Six. She says, six solo leveling backsword. Can I have a hits bag? Yes, ma'am. All right, you got it. Anything you want. Missed the Monster Hunter days with you. Hope all is well, mister. Hey, it's DDAO. Yeah, back in the day, we used to play Monster Hunter World together. We'd have like 300 viewers live, and that channel was growing rapidly. It's still ahead of this channel. That channel is at 130,000 subscribers, and this one's at like 100 and what, 102 or something like that. Anyways, we're experiencing a really fantastic success on this channel, Mr. DDAO. Hold on, let me cough. Boy, I'm definitely going to be diagnosed with like failing lung at some point, right? I'm pretty sure. Anyways, yeah, this channel ended up being a pretty big deal, man. I ended up investing every dollar I made into Pokemon cards, and now I got these Pokemon cards that I bought for very little in the past, and they're worth like a gazillion dollars now. Like Mr. Didi, I bought this card for like 21 or something, 22,000. It just sold, not this one, but a different copy, just sold on eBay for $195,000, like the price of a big house down payment on like $1 million home. How crazy is that? So I'm having a tremendous success as a Pokemon card dealer, which I'm enjoying it too. You ready? So we got four of those. We got to open another box of this. You ready? Damn, bro. Glad you're doing well. Yeah, Pokemon cards might have made me into a millionaire, which maybe over time, being a Monster Hunter guy, would have done the same thing. I mean, Monster Hunter got some pretty big numbers when Wilds came out. I don't know how Wilds is doing now. I did play Wilds, but only briefly, and it just didn't keep me hooked. You know, I also played Monster Hunter Rising or whatever it was called on the Wii U or something, the Switch. I hated that. I didn't want to say that. I don't like to talk negative on the company, but oh, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was such a downgrade from World. I was like, they shouldn't have released this because it's just a straight downgrade. All right, where's my? Did I have to create a new bag for this? I gotta stop doing this. Ah, here it is. Yeah, it wasn't the same as World. I didn't put too much time into it either. I feel the same way. Well, I thought that Wilds was well made in other ways, but they failed in the most fundamental way. They should have had a new weapon class. They should have had two new weapon classes. So they failed in the most important way. And then they also thought everyone was going to stick around for like what? This humongous grind all over again. You know, like they're going to release a new Kulp Taroth type, like fight or something. And then you're going to have to grind like hell to eventually unlock the same crappy weapons that are only marginally better. But one of the biggest problems with Wilds was you didn't get to build your character anymore. Like they sort of you do, but armor is for defense. What? And then only your weapons for offense? Huge mistake. I don't know what dumb guy sat down in a board meeting and said, "Okay, guys, people who put a build together, they're only allowed to put defense in the armor now." Huge mistake. Instant turn off. So I thought that that was really stupid of them, and they didn't realize how important that little feature of being able to build however you wanted was. Like glass cannon. They didn't realize how important that was. And I didn't really feel it with the heavy. Ooh, Sung Jin Woo. I didn't really feel it with the heavy bow gun. I wasn't excited to use the heavy bow gun this time around, and yeah, it was pretty weak. The monsters looked nice though. The animations were smooth, but it was just sort of like, I don't know. It wasn't better than World. You know what they could have done? They could have just kept updating World forever. That's what they could have done. Add some microtransactions. Maybe like consumables, right? Hey, that's a star card. You got Park Kyung Hee, Sung Jinna, and Sung Jin Woo. Dear mom. They could have kept World going and just kept introducing new places and new monsters and allow players to buy like some goofy skins and maybe like some consumables. Like, let's say you don't want to farm. You always could farm for heal potions, but let's say you don't want to farm, maybe like $5, 100 heals or some crap like that. All right, there it is. 6 packs. That's a nice promo. It is. All right. So, what do we got here? I like this star card. All right. These are all kind of cool. This actually looks pretty gradable. Even though it's not a star card, it looks gradable. Monster Hunter was never my thing. It just felt very clunky. I never gave it a good chance, though, to be fair. So Monster Hunter World was pretty legit. It was a lot of fun. They kept releasing like these really fun fights, which they retroactively ruined. One of the best experiences ever on Monster Hunter World was the Extreme Behemoth fight. It was so very difficult to win. And it had like these game mechanics. It was like really exciting. It required teamwork. There were like everyone had to play certain roles. It was so cool, man. And then what happened was over time they nerfed it by introducing new weapons that were so much stronger than the previous weapons that now Extreme Behemoth felt easy to beat. So they kind of ruined that fight that way. And yeah, there were some real good times with that game. And they introduced new fights as well, and they weren't bad. All right, you ready for this 6? Let's get your hits out. Plenty of solo leveling. Sung Jin Woo. All right. How about any stars or 2 stars? I had a lot of fun with it. It did get a little boring. I had put like 3,000 hours into it, and it was getting a little bit boring. We started doing the cards, and the cards exploded. The card stuff exploded, and I was like, oh, damn. I was suddenly sitting on a gold mine with the card channel, and I was like, well, cards it is. But I definitely should have never started a second channel. I should have kept it all on one channel, one Discord server. By the time we stopped working on the Game Economist channel, that Discord server had like 45,000 members. I had a 45,000 member Discord server, and then I just kind of gave it up to start this channel. Shouldn't have done that. Should have just converted the Game Economist into the Card Economist. I'm dumb. Just how it is. It's too late now. The other channel is basically a dead channel. Okay, here we go, 6. So I like these hollows. Those are nice. Might Yina, that's actually a hit. Not Garchomp. Groudon. There we go. Voltorb, Pikachu, Togekiss is good. Staraptor, Timber. Those are good. I like those. Good stuff. You got some Korean cards. I don't know if I would spend $45 grading those. They're too cheap. You got to wait for grading to go back down in value. Okay. I like the Mewtwo. Here's a star card again. Oh, it's the same one. Okay, Snorunt, Helioptile. Some hollows. You got a lot of hollows to trade if you ever want to trade in some hollows for something. So we got some big cards here. Mega Symphonia. Ooh, this alt art's pretty cool. I like the alt art. Got a little Lilligant. Ah, that looks good. Look at that, everybody. This looks kind of cool too, actually. Okay. The bear, that's kind of cool. This guy, he's kind of cool. Sungjin Woo. From Mark. The Lugia is technically a hit. Mega Deontay. Rayquaza. Okay. Togedemaru. Another Rayquaza. Rayquazas are serious business if they grade 10, even though they're holographic. It is. So we're going to treat them like serious business. You can, of course, trade them in if you don't want to bother with them. Many of them will not grade 10. Here's this guy. We got some of these from Mark. Here's the poker card. Pidove Regice. This looks like it is your hits bag, to be honest. It looks like we're putting all your hits into one bag. This looks like what we were doing. There we go. All right. So it looks like that was kind of your hits bag. You got all these hollows. You got a couple GXs or EXs or whatever they're called. All right. And we could probably put these in with that. Little bag sort for you there, 6. And now check it out. So we've got that's serious business in my book. Those are some good English cards. Those need 10s to make your money back. And just a bunch of stuff in here. A lot of weird stuff here and there. That looks really cool. This is pretty cool. That one's maybe an easy 10 because it's Japanese. I like this Mawile a lot. I think he's pretty cool. Mike Yina's good if he can grade 10. He's good. Voltorb, Vintage, serious business. Pikachu's, Togekiss, Staraptor. That might grade easy 10. Only problem is you might want to do it at home. If you grade your cards from home, it'll be cheaper than if you do it through me. So some of those cards are like close margin, meaning it's hard to make your money back on them. Even if they grade PSA 10, you don't get rich. So when a card is like that, you're better off grading it from home, trying to get it as cheap as possible. When you do middleman through me, you pay a little extra premium to have me do the work for you. And like the shipping and the insurance and all that stuff. Here it is. All right, but the big cards are pretty easy. I can handle those, and there's still a lot of profit to make on those. Very nice. 6, thank you. Ray loves me. You, mister. Open a lot of packs. Might be worth pre-grading those. Yes, some are worth pre-grading. Mister, you got 102,000 subs on this channel. Most channels only get there through YouTube Shorts. You got most of your subs the natural way. Well, we got a lot of YouTube Shorts too, actually. Yeah, Mike's side's a YouTube Shorts machine. But we make a lot of live streams, like 2 a day. And I see the subscribes come in from those live streams, sure. Yeah, we pick up live streams here. Live stream subs all the time. Miss Beatrice Moniz, can I get a spot in the Naruto pack battle and apply 100 to my slab away? Slab away. How's it going, Beatrice? Nice to hear from you. PSA 10 Kingdra going down to 230. Boom. All right. So that's 230. And now, this right here, this is a gym pack break. Mr. Bot subs. If I had, we probably could have reached 100,000 way faster because it took us 7 years to reach 100K. Compare that to my main, gaming channel, which took like 2 years. So we were growing way faster over there. And I think the reason we didn't grow faster is because I didn't make full-length videos or guides or anything like that, which I could have. But here's the deal. The streams make so much money. Just hitting that live button, going live, and selling booster packs or slabs or whatever is so much more profitable than posting a video. That videos are the lower income work. So I go straight to the live stream instead. All right, here it is. That's why you don't see a lot of videos on this channel. Like, gee, I can spend an hour or 2 hours trying to post a 45-minute video, or I can just immediately go live and do the thing that card shops do, sell cards. Well, being a card shop is a much better paying job than being a YouTuber, as it turns out. You are? All right. I only remember TCC Short saying a couple years ago, might be worth pre-grading. All right, so that's Miss Beatrice. Thank you so much. 100 to your slab away and a spot in the Naruto pack break. 6 says 3 of the solo levelings. All right, 3 solo levelings. Ooh. Okay, I put that in the right spot. Ready? I got a lot of slabs to process still for cross grading. Got a whole boxes of them. I'm glad we're working on it finally. I'd rather use you as the middleman to grade my cards because if there's any issue, I know you'll fight on my behalf. I will. I've done that multiple times. I fought really hard one time on a Yu-Gi-Oh card that took like a year to grade, and they damaged it. This was for Kara Nichols, by the way. I believe it was Kara Nichols. And they damaged it, and they wanted to pay out like nothing. And I was like, you guys have got to pay out the full amount. And me and PSA argued about it for a while. And then they finally said, all right, how much would make you happy? Here it is. And so we got Miss Kara Nichols the full value. Here's 6. It was very frustrating because I explained to them the problem was this. The amount that I declared the card for was based on 1 year ago. And I told them it took you guys like a year to grade the card. And so why should I not be entitled to the value of the card today when it's your fault that I waited that long? You know? And so that was the argument. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. And then they finally did it. Actually, I believe I said something along the lines of, I told them, the negative press you're going to get from my YouTube channel is so much more expensive than just actually paying out the real value of the card. And that was it. They were like, all right, we'll pay it out. As it turns out. Check this out. This is marked for eBay, huh? Perfect Ariana. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I told them. I said, you know, you could just skimp out on paying for this card that you damaged. And I told them, but then I'm going to tell everyone over and over again what you did. And they're like, let's just pay them out. Is there a jumbo pack break? Right now, no, there's no jumbo pack break. I probably could start round number 16. I think it would be 16. Is the Cardos Venusaur and Zard Hollow still available? Sadly, someone took the Zard, and I realized I probably should have kept him. I realized too late. So it's already in slab away. There is another Zard available. It's a Cardos Zard. Let me go find him. You might be interested. You might not be interested. Oh, here's a Zard break, everybody. Where is that other Zard, though? Is he up here? He might be up here. I know he's on the table somewhere. So there's this one, but give me a second. I'm going to hold that one, too, for the minute. I have to rethink these Charizards. I think I'm giving them up a bit fast. Here it is. So this one's officially for sale. This is Cardos Vending Zard. He's pretty pricey, though. He's got this beautiful artwork on the back. That is the Game Boy artwork for Charizard. So I call this Game Boy Cardos. That's why I call that set. He's officially for sale. And yeah, I sold that other Zard too fast. I didn't think enough about it. So here's an Ariana. This is a cool freaking card, man. Graded perfect 10 by CGC. And I don't know what it's worth. And the Venusaur? The Venusaur is in my personal collection right now, which is probably where the Charizard should have gone. I was tempted to cancel that when he bought it. I was like, why am I not just holding this? Ready? I actually really like those Charizards. You ever see my poker collection? My poker collection is full of lower grade Charizards because I really like the poker cards. They're kind of a unique thing I collected. So I don't really sell the lower grades. I just hold all of them. And so I stupidly sold it. I don't know why I did that. I was just kind of on automatic mode in my mind, I think. All right. I don't have a price for this, just taking a picture of it. Let's try typing it in. So we're going to try PSA 10 Ariana. Ariana PR dash 067. Can't find it. And so let's try, instead of saying PSA 10, let's try saying anything. If I recall, this was a $200 card. Can't find it. All right. And let me go over here. Can't find it. I recall this being a $200 card in the past, and I said we should list it up on eBay. What am I looking at? Nivell, look at this Nivell Arena card. Oh my God, bro. I better get more Nivell Arena cards, apparently. Jesus Christ. try CGC 10. Ariana. Nope. I get this Nivel Arena card. I don't know why. All right, so fine. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? Start the jumbo pack break. Squeak. We can start a jumbo pack break. I don't mind. Let's get this up there. That's from Final Fantasy Soldier's Return. It's a box topper. So you know that booster box we're selling in a break right now? You will get this card guaranteed at the top of the box. Okay, she's a Dragoon from Final Fantasy. All right, let me delete this email. Delete. And I believe we have an order in the website. Can we do a break on Japanese pack jumbo? Right now, probably not. Here's Bill Lee, Mr. Bill. He says 2 prismatics. You got it, baby. 2 prismatics. Where are my prismatics? And 2 ascended heroes. Okay, 2 ascended heroes. All right. Ooh. What pack splits are running? We have this Naruto pack split that needs just one more. Oh, the big pack splits. Duh. Team Rocket and Ancient Origins. What a pair. Such a good pair. Now, the Team Rocket pack is fresh, but Ancient Origins is halfway full. Here we are. They're both really good sets. All right, here goes Bill. We got Wurmple, Darumaka, Reshiram. Here's Numel, Psyduck. I think the Psyduck's real cute. You got like the Love Ball Psyduck. Okay, very nice. Love that Pokemon's doing that. That's so cool. And then Prismatic. Oh, man, if only this guy had been a Master Ball Houndoom. Wouldn't that have been nice? Hey, Houndoom looking good. What do you guys think is the best Master Ball card in the entire... I mean, other than Umbreon, right? Because obviously Umbreon. Other than the evolutions, let's say that. What do you think is the best Master Ball card in the Prismatic set? I know there's a Slowpoke. He's pretty cool. Ta-da! All right, that's for our friend Bill Lee. What's up, Bill? Here's our friend Bill Lee's bag. Oh, yes. Good. Mr. PSA is doing a One Piece TCG promo with their magazine again. Nice. That's great. Hopefully I get one. All right. Here's Javier. 4 of the solo levelings. Javier, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Setting that down. A jumbo pack break, huh? We can put together a jumbo pack break. Okay. I'd like to do a jumbo pack break that contains no Pokemon in it for a change. That'd be cool. Hold. Oops. Maybe it could be like a clearance jumbo pack break. And there's no Pokemon in it at all. 25% off or something. Here's Huang Dong-su. You know, for people who maybe they recognize that Pokemon's in a position where it's so overpriced that maybe it's time to consider opening some other sets, you know? All right. Basically paid for the membership. If it grades 10, if it doesn't grade 10, it doesn't quite pay for the membership. There we go. And you know, it's funny, PSA actually earns money off of your submission. Pretty interesting idea. All right, we have an order from Miss Six. She says 3 of the solo leveling. 1, 2. Well, look at that. I need another box of solo leveling. All right, solo leveling, not doing too bad, guys. Let me go get it. No, mister, we buy high and sell low here. Hell yeah. Buy high, sell low. You guys know the rules. All right, solo leveling time. Oh, snip that. PSA sometimes has serialized magazines with special art for the cover. I made 500 off of a out of 500 Elsa cover. Damn, dude, I don't pay attention to that. That's cool. All right. This. Okay. So we're finding these slabs to put up for sale. Just weird stuff. Like this perfect 10 Ariana. Did you guys catch that? That's one of those rare CGC perfect 10s. If you like waifus or you like Final Fantasy, that one might be for you. Okay, here we are. Here's a Copeland. And here's Goto Ryuji. There we go. All right. Miss 6. Let's go grab your bag. So that rainbow Charizard is an 8. Man, that's so cool. Thank you, Miss 6. Appreciate it. What do we have now? We've got an order from Refresh. Trevor Hendricks. It's Mr. Trevor. He's got a big order. It says 1 box of 151 Surprise, 1 box of 151 Journey. All right, let me go get a box of Journey. It's in the other room. Trevor's got a big order. You got it, Trevor. Ooh, I wonder when Gem 5's going to arrive. You know, I ordered some. So we're waiting on Gem 5, everybody. Ah, here it is, Gem 151 Surprise. Good. Ooh, I just got an email. It says eBay listing sold. What sold? Oh, no, it says payout incoming. Never mind. I read it wrong. Oh, it's that scissor that sold for 500. Cool, man. The payout was 440. Computer. Ooh, big order. Let's get it. One. I need the new Captain Pikachu. Yeah, heck yeah, man. He's cute. Okay. Throwing that away. Throwing this away. Throwing that away. How many people are in the Rocket Pack split? Right now, I think it's empty. Might be one. Let's see. Might be empty or it might be one person. Box break. Second chance. Yeah, it's empty right now. Yeah. Ooh, that reminds me of something. I need to get Mr. Jonathan Cham's shipping done before Alexis comes over. I might just give him the $100 priority box. Kind of sucks, but here goes. All right. One little snip. Here's 2 snips. 3 snips. Okay. Here's 4 snips. Okay. There we go. 4 snips. Here's 5 snips. Right here, we've got 2 whole booster boxes of Chinese Surprise and Chinese Journey. Cool stuff, right? All right, good. What do we got? We've got Charmander. Cha cha. Here's Coughing. Here's Blastiboy. Brr. Here's Magikarp. Here's Electrode. Here's Starmie. What noise does Starmie make? Here's Wheezing. I know what noise the French Starmie makes. Pussy, pussy. Here's Oddish. 420 Blaze It. All right, you got the 420 Blaze It Oddish out of your 151 surprise. Instead of Pikachu Gengar, which is what we want to pull. Chauncey. Atu. Here's Hitmonlee. Doduo. Honeta. And a nice little hollow Gengar. We love these Gengars when they pop out. All right, cool. Hitmonlee. Wheezing. Same artworks. Magmar. Voltorb. Abra. Shiny Abra. Good. Nuentels. Okay, come on. Oop. Ditto. By the way, did I mention Karis and I watched the entire Fallout Series 2 season over the weekend? Here's Poliwag. Seadra. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was terribly boring. We didn't learn very much. Barely anything happened. And it took like 20 hours of nothing. But damn, that actress from the show is so hot. Why is the girl from Fallout like she's sexy as hell, dude? It's Trevor Hendricks, Mr. Trevor. Is it worth watching? Season 1 was really, really, really good. Season 2, boring. Here's Oddish and Abra, because so little happened. And here's Gengar. All right. Mr. Trevor with the T. Let's see. Put this here. They also go pretty hard into the whole problem with all TV shows and movies these days, where the writing team has clearly made it into a Republicans are bad guys, Democrats are good guys. So I talk a lot about this on my channel. I say one of the problems with Hollywood and media, like old school movies and TV shows these days, the moral axis used to be the bad guys want to kill you or steal or do something bad, and the good guys just want to stop them or survive, right? Nowadays, the good guy is whatever Democrat politics ideas of the time are, and Republicans are bad guys. So whatever their ideas are bad. And they go into that pretty hard in Fallout. Fallout follows the exact same pattern. You are from their casting choices to just little remarks and thoughts, and it's pretty bad. The good guys always look like they probably voted for like Kamala Harris or something. The bad guys look like they voted for Donald Trump. Trevor Hendricks. So the show is not unique that way because every show is doing that right now. Thank you, Trevor. The boys finale will be insane. I have my theories how it will end. However, I can't talk about those theories because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. All right. Thanks. May come back for a couple more after my run. Sounds good, man. I'm waiting for the last episode of The Boys. I like the series, but the web casting stuck out like a sore thumb. Yeah. It wasn't just the casting, though. Yeah, you're right, though. Every couple, every significant couple was like, every good guy couple, I should say, was like a mixed couple or something like that. But the show really does have really good moments. Even in season 2, it had funny moments, but it was just boring this time. The show actually was quite boring to watch. Nothing you can do about that. You got to write a show that's interesting. All right. Crack regrade. Oh, it has the same problem on that end of the label. Huh. Crazy. All right. Okay. Starscream says, "Did you see what I said?" So yeah, looks like it's worth 100. You're saying the PSA 10 last sold on March 27th for 100. Was it a perfect 10 though? This one's a perfect 10. There it is. All right, let's snip it. Let's crack it. I never tested it at BGS, by the way. All right. If it last sold perfect 10 for 100, I'll definitely lower my price. There it goes. I'll take that Mew off your hands. Yeah, I bet you would. So these are some Cardconomist slabs where the label was no good. And so as a result, we are cracking it and regrading. I even wrote on the slab so that I wouldn't consider keeping it. I said, no, you're regrading this. All right. I've fallen asleep. 6? You got to stay awake, 6. Hmm. Has some off-centering, but it has some bumps on the upper ledge. And I almost feel that nowadays we know that these can be repaired. See those? Those are some bumps, right? And that was probably part of why it graded 6 or whatever. I gave this one a 6. I'm thinking about trying to fix that. Let's try it. Give me a second here, guys. Yeah, Fallout casting was pretty pretty diverse, let's say. I don't mind it for the main characters, the boy and the girl, but for the older couple, it kind of didn't really feel normal because their relationship takes place in what looks like the 1950s, and America was not very woke back then in the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. Oh yeah, that looks way better. Crazy. Let's do it a little more. One more round, okay? We're just flattening those lips out that are sticking up. Wow, that's crazy. We've like nearly removed it. Never understood why people care if a show is diverse. Well, that's a great question, Serge. I mean, I think there's a lot of shows where it really doesn't matter. Like Breaking Bad. I don't think it matters how diverse Breaking Bad is, or The Office. It doesn't really matter. There were a lot of diverse characters in Breaking Bad, But if you're going to cast a show that's based loosely off of 1950s United States America, there was not a lot of diverse couples back then. That's just a fact. So and Fallout is not exactly an American timepiece. It's a fictional story, right? But it is loosely based off that time period. And so everything else from that time period is fitting in like it should, except for the casting of the husband and the wife. It's just standing out like that would be very strange back then, I would imagine. But then also, people forget how much we've progressed since then. There's been a lot of progress. But then, or like, there's a lot of shows where it doesn't matter. We've got this new movie from Christopher Nolan, right? The Odyssey. Did you guys read that when you were a kid? I read both those books, the Iliad and the Odyssey. I read both of them. Very hard to read, by the way, especially when you're young. Like I was tripping over the words. It was all like in rhyme. I was like, what the fuck? Very hard to read, but it was fun. And I sort of got it as I went along. I'm like, oh, I get it. You're starting to you're recognizing names and you're like, oh. What they don't show you is in the original books, the gods played a really big role. The story was almost more about the fight between the gods, and what was happening with the humans that was like their battleground, their playground. So it was more about what was going on with the gods. They don't tell you that in a lot of the movies. The movies kind of cut the gods out of it because it's not as fun as just having humans fight each other. Anyways, so Christopher Nolan's got this new show coming out The Odyssey. That's book number 2. That's when Homer, or that's when Odysseus, not Homer. That's when Homer's the author, right? I can't remember. That's when Odysseus is traveling back home, and there's all these suitors trying to get with his wife, and they're all jerks, and his son's trying to remain loyal to his dad and all this stuff. The wife is also trying to remain loyal, and Odysseus's journey home is a very interesting story, full of like traps, like the Cyclops or the island where they lose their purpose or whatever it was, and there's sea monsters. It's really cool. However, their movie, I guess, the Odyssey, has a lot of other moments that included parts of the Iliad. Like I think Helen of Troy is there. I think they have flashbacks of Achilles, right? Achilles. And their casting is like really ridiculous for those characters as well. It's the same, it's like DEI casting. And I don't know why they chose to do that. It's just, it doesn't feel right. So they cast Elliot Page. I don't know if you guys remember her from some of Nolan's earlier movies, but she was like the architect girl from, what's the name of that movie? It's been so long. Inception. She was the architect girl from Inception. Well, she's a trans guy now, and she's been cast as Achilles. And it's like, so biological female, with like brown hair is playing Achilles. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't know why they did that, but yeah, they keep doing weird casting. DEI casting is why I call it, and it casting matters. I know it sounds silly, but casting kind of matters. We talked about The Office, right? Well, The Office worked because the casting was so good. If you cast characters poorly, your show's going to just come off weird. It's not going to be good to watch. Here's Javier Arroyo. So you hear a lot of people saying they're going to skip, this Christopher Nolan movie. They're not going to watch it, and the problem is that this story is it's a real classic literature from like a really long time ago, and it's it's a good idea to kind of keep the characters kind of lore accurate. You know what I mean? I think that's a good idea. It helps the story feel like it really took place in the time period that it was written and in the place that it was written about. Here it is. All right, very nice, Javier. As an OG, you normally only had like 6 views. Now I see you have like 60 to 100. Oh, thanks, man. Actually, I feel like we used to have more views, and it's cooled down over time. Do you have a big box break? Says Wow Wall. Yeah, actually, we do. We have several box breaks going on. We got a big One Piece box break. One Piece Awakening of the New Era English, $40 to buy into that. It's a 1 in 32 odds. So that's one of the biggest box breaks right now. It's not a box break in the traditional sense where you buy a booster pack. What's going on with this box break is one person gets the whole box, right? So that's what we're referring to. We got like this. See, let me show you right here. See that 1 in 32. One guy gets the whole box, and he can keep it sealed if he wants, or he can open it. I'd love to open it. We have a Pokemon box of that nature. Here it is. Astro Radiance. We're waiting for 12 more people to join. With the One Piece box, that one's already like 1/3 done. And then we have this Final Fantasy box, Soldiers Return, $40, 1 in 12. I think there's 3 or 4 people in here. All right, so there's been progress on those. It wouldn't matter though, as long as they play their character. Yeah, I think it still matters. I do. Well, it's like asking, let's say you made a movie about, I think one of the most common sort of like jabs that people make. Let's say you're making a Black Panther movie, and instead of choosing a black guy to play Black Panther, they pick like I don't know, like an Asian grandma. Would that matter? I mean, what if she's really good at acting as Black Panther? Her acting skills are out of this world. Wouldn't it still matter that they've cast Black Panther as a little old Asian grandma? Would that matter to you? So casting, you have to agree to some degree. It matters. The question is how much. And which character are we talking about? Are we talking about a character that is expected to be one way or another? All right. Oh, look at that. Goto Ryuju. But that's the most common thing. People make other comparisons too. It just, casting does matter to some degree. If you say casting doesn't matter at all, then and anyone can just be anyone, it's like, I don't know, dude. Concepts like identity go out the window. Concepts like culture go out the window, right? Like imagine I was in a samurai suit And I'm like, I'm the last samurai because I'm Japanese. No, I'm not. That's cultural appropriation. Like the left have words for that. It's called cultural appropriation. They came up with that term. And so, yeah, it's sort of like, it's an interesting thing, I guess. You can talk about it a lot. If you put me in a sombrero or a mariachi band outfit, I'm not a Mexican. I'm still my original, whatever I am, flavor. Guess I'm mixed. Yeah. All right. Tyler, is shipping worldwide? Yes, sir. We've been shipping worldwide for 7 years. We're very good at it. Says this one's to be cracked as well. I'll crack this one a little later. This one says regrade. Let's see what it says. Regrade. By the way, what time is it? 5:40. How's the time going by so fast? Look at this. I got this back and I did not like that grade. They gave it an 8. Are you going to do a big vintage box break for English? I could, but I don't know what we'd do it on. Maybe a box of Cosmic. Maybe a box of XY era. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This card's pretty close. That got an 8, huh? A little off center. Off centering is an issue, but the corners are really not that bad. They gave this an 8? That's so harsh. So I'm going to try to regrade this one. We got to be real careful with this one. I remember this order he came out of. So he came out of an order where like nothing graded 10. Almost the entire order was below 10. And I immediately was suspicious. I was like, man, maybe we got the tough grader this time. And it's like, even if this graded a 9, it would be a big improvement. Ooh, it's encapsulated really harshly too. Yes. Go ahead and weaken these sides here. Yeah, so whoever graded this one was not a friend of mine. They said, all your cards are bad. I remember this. I was really annoyed with it. I was like, dang, dude, an 8, not even a 9. And I said, I'm just going to send this back in. That's what you do with PSA cards, guys. You just grade it again. But we're not going to send this to PSA. We're actually going to send this to, CGC, see what happens. See if we get a little bit of an upgrade. All right, there we go. We're hoping for a 9. Okay, good. Now let's put this into a new sleeve very carefully. I actually remember pulling this. Okay. Do you have a team up box? I do actually. I have one team up box. I wish I bought a case of team up. Back in the day, I didn't like that set. All right, let's regrade it. I'm going to take a picture. And it's going to say, was PSA 8, has weak edges and off centering, but both are borderline. All right. What do you think's better, a PSA 8 or a CGC 9? If they're even to each other, you have to go for the CGC 9 because there is the small chance, it's small, but there is the small chance you get a CGC 10. And so that's still worth it, even if you walk away with the CGC 9. Now, if it comes out CGC 8, that's no good. That's when we crack it and send it off to tag or something. All right. What do we got next? Give another company another chance to grade it. Did you make a birthday cake for Tri Reznor yesterday? You're saying Nine Inch Nails Trent Reznor turned 61? Damn, that's old. Has he considered being young forever? I mean, I wouldn't want to be 61. Let's see what's next. This guy right here, huh? Oh, so I didn't like this 8, huh? Nah, he's selling for an 8. We are going to sell this as an 8. I agree, but then hate it when they do a bad job. 61's the new 25. If they actually wrote good movies and got good actors, I wouldn't care what they are, man, woman, or whatever. Oh, we're still talking. It's obvious when it's based on race, but not always obvious when the person is trans. I think that the trans subject people just get preemptively mad about. I don't really care if somebody's trans or not. I think sometimes it doesn't fit though. I mean, think about it. Elliot Page as Achilles is just like, come on, dude. What are you talking? If you read the books, you know how ridiculous that is. Because at the time in the story, Achilles was the man. He was like the peak of human soldiers. There was no better soldier than him, except for like one other guy. He was the tallest. He was the strongest. He killed everyone. He was invincible. So naturally, we need to cast Elliot Page as Achilles. It makes no sense. The story just goes on and on and on about how Achilles is the peak of men, the best of the best. And when they want to win, they bring out Achilles because he can't be defeated. That was the whole point. That's where we get the term Achilles heel, because he had one part of his body where he could die, and it was his heel. No other part of him could be defeated. So naturally, we should cast a biological female to play Achilles. It makes perfect sense to me. Why wouldn't we do this? You don't want to be racist. Obviously, it's very silly, and they can do it if they want, but I don't know. I don't get excited to watch that. I just don't. I don't get up out of my bed and go, oh, I need to see this. Right? It's they can cast Mullen Dulvany as Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman. You are. It just doesn't make sense. And so it would make sense if it was like a satirical show, like if they were making fun of it, if that was the point. But if they're trying to if they're trying to go more like for realism, makes no sense. Which I do believe it's a realism type of movie. It's a realism movie. All right. All 115 pounds. Hey, that was huge back in the day. He was swole, bro. Elliot hasn't been confirmed for the role. That was a rumor. Oh, okay. If it's just a rumor, then it's just a rumor. My bad. You are? Are you sure it's just a rumor? Weird. I've heard so many people talking about it. All right. So we pulled this card down because I'd like to ask a different amount for it. There it is. Either way, he brings up a good point. He's rumored to play Elpenor. Did you do the Noctowl giveaway? Ah, we got to do the Noctowl giveaway. Good point. Thanks, Six. Here's the funny thing about this whole conversation. Let's say you had this role in a movie or a TV show, right? And it's a minority role. Maybe it's an Egyptian woman. Maybe it's an Asian woman. Maybe it's a woman of color, like a black woman or Latina. And instead of casting the correct ethnic person for that role, they cast like a pretty white woman. You know how much outrage there would be over that? There would be so much outrage. Everyone would be talking about it. They'd be like, "I'm pissed. How dare you? You're taking roles away from people who deserve to have a chance to be famous so that you white ladies can take the roles away from us." So there's really obviously strong recognition for the problem when it goes the other way around. Here's Mr. Mike's side. All right, Mike's side. And so I don't think you can say that people don't notice it or don't care. They definitely care. They care if you have like an Asian role and you cast a white woman in that role, people care like crazy. They go, "Oh, hell no, dude. That's whitewashing. Whitewashing." We are. So I think it should go both ways a little bit. And I actually do think it's a good idea to have people be close to what the roles were going to be, right? Oops. The dice fell out wrong. I swear this never happens. All right, ready? 16. Lone video game is the winner. All right, very good. Lone video game. Ready? Good. Let's see. My vote is for my rat to play the role. You seen? Have you ever watched Kung Pao 6? You need to watch the movie Kung Pao. Let's get another cool card and put it up here. So the next card shall be this Tag 10 Cleavor. So this is a graded 10 card. When is it my turn to win? I'm sorry, 6. All right, 6. We'll get you in there. You'll win. Let's grab this. Oops. Flipping that around. All right. If they casted Cameron Diaz, Riyadh Kalo instead of Salma Hayek, something like that, I think you'll see a lot more bemoaning of this sort of issue. People going, hey, you cast it wrong. It is. And I think that it goes both ways. People don't want whitewashing. Whitewashing is just as annoying as taking a character like, April from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're like, well, we can't have a white woman play April. That would just be what we did for like 50 years or something. Can't have that. Give me back my redheads, bro. Can't be removing redheads from my shows. I'm about to be pissed. Here's Miss 6. Oh my God, look at that. 6 just got rolled. All right, you're going into the new break, 6. You got a spot. So keep an eye out on that. I think we're about done here, guys. Yeah, we're out of orders. And I'm just cracking slabs, crack-a-lacking. 6 wins battles, not wars, when it comes to giveaways. All right, let's see what we got here. So this guy got an 8, huh? Why'd he get a freaking 8? Wow, so nice looking on the front. There must be a problem on the back, right? Yeah, actually, there is kind of a problem on the back. So I'd say the lip up here doesn't look perfect, does it? Right there. See that right there? That looks kind of bad. Okay, so he's got a lip. Down at the bottom of the card, it looks like there's a notch on this corner. Yeah, it's got a notch. I'm still going to regrade it with CGC. We're going to give it a second chance. I don't know what'll happen, but I can tell you PSA 8 of this doesn't sell for very much, so it's worth the regrade. Okay. This one's cracking nice and easy. These are cards I've been saving up for a regrade for a while. And since we are preparing for a CGC submission, it is time to send them. All right. Good. The card just popped out there. Hope it didn't get damaged or anything. So that edge down there does reflect light in a funny way. Okay. Ready? So here goes. We don't want the paint to chip, which it totally could. I think we cracked one. Oh my God, it just did. Did you just see that? All right, learning lesson here, guys. Learning lesson. It's definitely not grading 10 now, unless that folds over. Does it fold over? It does fold over. Oh man, I don't even know, dude. That's crazy. All right, so we're learning things about the Topps cards together. This is something I've observed now. Topps cards are so frail that they can't even touch the edge of this sleeve. That's a big thing to understand. It's okay, guys. It's just Beedrill. It's not Charizard. It's a big thing to understand, everybody. So from now on, when we work with Topps cards, you have to go through the extra trouble of this. What we do is we snip the sides, right? That's what we're doing. We're snipping the sides. We create a little bed like that, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Now, when this card grades, it's probably going to be screwed up. That's all right. We're going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. I have a lot of cards. But now we know. Now we know just what we're up against when it comes to grading Topps cards. It's just so impossible with these cards. Even the slightest wrong touch could ruin the holo. Okay, there we go. That makes me think a lot of cards they receive, they handle too. And they must accidentally, every now and then, ruin someone's card with just poor handling. And they probably really scratch their heads and go, shoot, now what? All right, ready? So we're going to adjust this lip anyways, even though we know the card is now a little little bit ruined. Did you guys see how that was all it took? It just touched the edge of the sleeve and then it chipped. What's the next pickup? Are you asking what's my big pursuit right now? Wow, we completely cleaned this edge. Watch. Smooth now. Wow. That's a big freaking deal, man. All right, so that edge is much better. The other edge I was looking at is this corner down here. So this edge does not look its best. It kind of stands up. Man, I don't even want to pull the card out at this point. Oh yeah, edge that card for me, mister. We're edging, everybody. Certified edgers here. So the paint is very fragile on these Topps cards. And it chips instantly. In fact, I'm looking at this card again, and I'm seeing whiting right there. So this card is just definitely not going to grade 10. We'll send it off to CGC. I'm not going to worry about writing this one down. We already know the experiment has failed. That one's not going to regrade into anything good. They are not like us. That's right. Hey, Drake, I hear you like them young. Don't let me catch you on cell block 1. This card got a 7. I remember this submission a lot. Basically, I had sent in a previous order of these exact same stickers, and they were grading 10. Then I sent in this round, and the whole order is 6s and 7s. And I know what's going wrong is they think that maybe these lines in the background are print lines, but those aren't print lines. They're just part of the actual hollow paper. All right. TCC, it's that cool trainer Ryan guy's friend who fixed his card. I heard about that. So what did he do? He ran off with everyone's cards. He said, "See y'all. I'm out of here." That's pretty wicked, man. Hit the studio and release your version of the song. Yeah, good. Do you think Reshiram SIR from WF will go up even more? Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. White Flare and Black Bolt, they were like a specialty set, and you know, they didn't get that much attention the way Ascended Heroes and the way Prismatic did. And now it's been a while since release, and they probably didn't print that much of it, so because it wasn't as crazy as the other two. So prices are rising to where they should have been based on this crazy card market. Isn't that weird, guys? Look at this. So weird. How do they even make these? I mean, it's like it's designed to fit exactly just this one sticker. All right, so we got to snip this. Can you make a short with TCC singing that as his background music? It's so funny that you guys like it when I sing that because I'm just doing it to be a goof. Hey, Drake, I hear you like them young. Don't ever let me catch you on cell block 1. Did I miss the Trump talk today, Chip? Why, did he do something? We just talk about the news in general. We are. Oh my God. Yeah, so looking this card over, it's actually extremely clean, but it's got like these background lines in the hollow, but those are not print lines. That's part of the holographic paper that you find for all these cards. So it doesn't matter which box you open, they all have it. He punched someone in the woo-ha, I heard. He punched someone? A violent president? A simple chore. Yeah. I guess we'll send this to CGC now. Come on, CGC. Would you be interested in buying some of my tops 10s? Could send you a Discord message. Well, if you send them over here, we can get them listed for consignment. And if I see one I want, I'll be the one who buys it. But it would be store credit. Yeah, I mean, I could be interested. $1.77 billion to those affected by the January 6th event. What? Wait. Donald Trump news. Really? Trump delays Iran attack as diplomatic push intensifies. 46 minutes ago, Justice Department announces a $1.7 billion fund to compensate Trump allies in a deal to drop the IRS suit. I don't understand that part. Oh, people. So a $1.7 billion fund to compensate Republicans the president believes were unjustly investigated and prosecuted, an arrangement that Democrats and government watchdogs deride as corrupt. The Anti-Weaponization Fund. So I kind of get it. I kind of get it because under the Biden administration, there was this thing going on where a lot of Republicans believed they were being basically attacked by the FBI and by Merrick Garland, who was the head of the Justice Department for Biden. They believed it was basically like systemic targeting of Republicans to scare them, to try and find dirt on them, and to keep them from running. And so Trump's claiming he's going to get all those guys paid back. Is that it? The machinery of government should never be weaponized against Americans, and it is this department's intention to make right the wrongs that were done while ensuring this never happens again. Okay, so that's not exactly the same as paying out the January 6th rioters, which that is actually pretty crazy. But what I just read in that article is a bit different from that. Why does this say reslab? What's wrong with the slab? Oh, the slab's a little dirty. Oh my God, dude. Who lets a slab get all scratched up, you know? But you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. You know why? I've heard too many horror stories. We'll reslab this Tyranitar when it's up. Oh, I got the hiccups. We'll reslab this Tyranitar when PSA has caught up with grading and wait times are slower or lower. All right. I'll just leave a note on it. Reslab. So this card shall return to my collection. You know, I bought this to break it for you guys because back in the day, this would have been real cheap. And now it's really expensive. Tyranitar. Wait, I got to put in this number. Oh my God. Tyranitar 66. Order 60. Now look at this. Expedition Reverse Tyranitar. I bought it on 2024 for $264. Damn, bro. Look at that. So it's going to say November 24, $264. Kind of did that backwards. Normally I put the number first and then the date. How much does this card sell for today? Let's see. PSA 10, reverse, Tyranitar, and is number 66. Let's see if we can even find one for sale. All right, so there's a Quapolis reverse. What about Expedition reverse? There's one in auction. How about one that's sold? Last sold. Looks like it last sold on March 22nd. Wait, here's one that sold in buy now. So it last sold for like 2,000, 2,300, and 2,500. So let's go, because there's none for sale. Let's go with the highest value. So let's claim that this is maybe $2.5 thousand now. Well, I bought it for 260. That's times 10, everybody. That's 10x. And we don't know what his new price will be because there's one in auction right now. So that might go for a little more than that, but we'll find out. It might just go for 2,000 again. Wow. That's a 10x card right there, everybody. I mean, that's just nuts, man. 10x card. $200 becomes $2,000. Wild stuff. Miss Six is here. She says she'll take a shot at 3 solo levelings. All right, that'll be the last order of the daytime stream. It's all conspiracy. Rand was a secret government spy for America. Was he? I don't think he was. Anyone ever feel like this is a simulation? All right, let's see. Yeah, who remembers when Biden was in power and Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago got raided by the FBI under Biden? How nuts is that? because Trump was Biden's main opponent for elections, right? That was the main opponent was Trump. He was the number one opponent, and they raided his house. Just think, they could have found anything they wanted in there. They're probably hoping to find something. They're like, yeah, let's go find his secret stuff that he's hiding. Let's go grab his computers and see what's on his computers. They're trying to find dirt. And remarkably, they didn't find anything. What does that tell you? Or at least they haven't announced that they found anything, but they certainly didn't announce it under Biden. I think that is very fascinating. But a lot of people were pretty shook when that happened, including myself. I was like, you don't do that. That's like what a tyrannical government does. Send the FBI in after their opponent. There we go. But it can go both ways. So, both Democrats and Republicans should say, we don't want this. We don't want this. It's a bad idea. Don't use the FBI to take your opponent down. Just a bad idea. Republicans can do it too. It's not a good idea if Republicans do it. Ooh. Yellow Deck Charizard regrade. Hell yeah. He took classified documents. Yeah, but he was allowed to. He was allowed to. That was his argument, by the way. He took them home because presidents are allowed to take those home. And then what did they find right afterwards? Biden also had classified documents in his home. Remember that? All right. So notice how he didn't actually get in trouble for that. There you go. They were trying to say he couldn't do it, and he says, yeah, I'm allowed to do that. And then as it turned out, Biden had done the same exact thing. If you followed that story, which I did. There it is. All right. Very good. But that's the irony. So he sent in the FBI under this claim that you're not allowed to have those documents. And then it turned out Biden had the exact same thing going on. But he didn't FBI raid himself, did he? It's kind of crazy, It does sound a little crazy. You don't want to see that kind of stuff. 6 wants to finish the Naruto. This guy right here. 6, I would like that, but it's 6:08 p.m. I think we're just going to get this guy into a little sleeve and head on out. So I think that was the previous order was going to be the last order of the daytime stream. And I tell you what, though, we're going live again tonight. You know it. And so we'll be live for the late night Monday stream. I'll be happy to open that then. You have the non-hollow Tyranitar last sold is cheaper, just so you are aware. Oh, wait, that was a non-hollow? Oh, no, this is not a non-hollow. This is holographic. They just didn't say reverse on the label. See, there's no reverse. But watch. See that? This is holographic. So they didn't write it like, look at that. See that? See that? Yeah, this one is holographic. They just didn't put it on the label for some reason. I don't know why they did that. Who knows why they do anything? All right. Misgrade. They just probably didn't put it on the label. So this card will go back out to PSA. It was a BGS 10. It was a BGS 9.5, soon to be PSA 10. All right. I would have loved to have a black label of this Charizard. It's also not okay for Biden to have them once he's out of office too. If he did, he'd. So it's really simple, Shahir. If Donald Trump truly broke a law, he would have actually been in trouble for that. He didn't actually get in trouble for that because he wasn't breaking any laws. It is right. Like they found the files, and they go, okay, so what law did he break? Because if he broke a law, he would have been found guilty. He would have owed fines for that. Maybe he would have had jail time for that. He didn't have any of that. The only thing he was truly found guilty of, which they tried a lot of different things, he was found guilty of overvaluing his property many years ago in a bank loan, which the bank had already assessed themselves and agreed to, and he paid that loan back too, meaning there was no victim. And so, and a lot of real estate guys came forward and said, "That's nuts. You can't put someone away for that. You can't find someone for that because you get to claim what your property is worth, and if the bank agrees with you, well, then that's what it's worth." And so, they claim he overvalued his property. That was what he was actually found guilty of, and they wanted to charge him like ridiculous amounts of money for it. So that's when he got the mugshot. And then later on, that was thrown out. I'm pretty sure it was overturned later as a wrong or something like that. I don't remember. So that got overturned later, but that's where the mugshot comes from. The Trump mugshot's from that, not from this files issue. And then the other one was like paying Stormy Daniels for sex or something like that, but he never got found guilty of that either. All right, very nice. Which I find that story to be one of the best stories. Tonight, Miss Six will be opening up this Topps Naruto pack with Miss Beatrice Moniz. Don't miss it, guys. If you don't want to miss the stream, smash the subscribe button. We'll be live tonight for the late night stream. See you later, everybody.